Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Welcome to episode 26 of the Can't Stop Playing podcast. Today, I'm so out of order. Can someone help me?
Dude, you're fine. The order doesn't need to be the same. Just run with it. Okay. Come on. You got this.
Last time.
Believe it. Look. All you have to do is level up and get up your speech perk. Okay. You'll be fine.
Speech perk.
Okay, no pressure, but if you mess this up, I'm leaving.
Okay, gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Today is Friday, September 11th. Thank God it's Pod Day, and welcome to episode 26 of the Can't Stop Playing podcast. I'm your host, Vault Boy, and joining me from this post-apocalyptic wasteland are two dwellers of dynamic and epic proportions. We've got Vault Boy 101 from deep Texas. How's the nuclear radiation down south?
I just overdosed on Radex.
Yeah?
Like, I kind of want to make it known to guys, don't worry, his voice is going to get better for the audio only guys. His voice is behind a mask. That's why it sounds like that.
What are you talking about?
I want to make an inside joke that only me and Zach are going to get about voice right now.
Okay.
But we're just going to keep moving on.
I want to hear it now. Can you sign it at me like sign language?
Well, considering Gabe is talking about your voice getting better, his voice got staticky for us.
Oh,
so.
It happened again?
Yeah.
So,
but it's all good.
But hey, he's trying to keep that radiation low. It's messing with his vocal cords. You can't blame him. So we'll send things up north to Vault Dweller 108 up in the...
Why? I wanted it to be 007. That would be a good code.
No,
that would be a good one.
We've already ran through all those vaults. They've been blown to smithereens in the early days. War never changes, Max, and so soon you'll probably have your vault destroyed as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you might want to buckle up with some Mounties and make haste for the ocean.
Okay. Well, luckily we're building igloos, so we'll be fine.
Good.
Yeah.
And if you can find Drake, I'm sure he's got a nice protective shelter.
Yeah. Him and I, we actually, his igloo is like 3 blocks down from here.
That's great. I'm sure, I think you guys can probably make some good quest choices together. I feel like he would put the best interest of the group, at the forefront of his mind.
Yeah, probably.
So we missed a week last week, but it's okay. We were just gearing up for all the Fallout 4 excitement. We were just, letting it kind of bake and boil a little bit. And this week we're talking all about Fallout 4. There's new DLC that's been announced. It's amazing. The game is coming out in just a couple of months. There's a collector's edition coming out. There's an anthology for PC coming out. It's pretty much just all Fallout all the time over here on the Can't Stop Playing world.
Why are you so cynical?
Have you seen the graphics, Gabe?
Shut your...
They're hotter than Taylor. Taylor is jealous. Look at that smirk. She's like, if only I could be as beautiful as Fallout 4.
Just stop this. You know what it leads to?
It's great. I love the game. I can't wait. Game of the year, 2015 and 16, because there's DLC, a season pass now. They don't know what it's going to be, but it's $30, which is a great price point. I'm in.
Batman did it for $40.
Sign me up for $6.
Batman did it for $40.
You see, the thing is, I'll give you guys a little bit of insight for those of you that are scratching your head. And then, of course, there's people on the audio side of things that we didn't consider who don't even know what the heck is going on. And they're like, well, it just sounds like regular Ghost. The whole point was that Ghost was going to put on this Vault Boy mask, and then he turns into a positive reinforcement for the powerful game of Fallout 4.
Right.
Yet he's still cynical. Like, you are so cynical about this game.
I'm genuine right now.
Here. And another fun fact. Let's explain how he got the mask for those of you that are seeing the mask.
Fallout. I just want more. Can I have more Fallout? Where's my Fallout
There
mug?
you go. That's more like it.
Let's just tell the story real quick of how he got the mask.
Okay.
Which was me running up to some guy outside a Cheesecake Factory at PAX and offering him money for it because there was no other way to get it that day.
Now,
luckily, I only got rejected once while attempting to get the mask for Zachary here. The second time, the guy sold it to him, and boom, now he has a mask.
We had
go ahead.
Really good negotiating strategy where we offered him 15. He said he'll take 10, so I gave him 20.
Yeah, that's why he hates Fallout. Cause
that's good negotiating. So if you ever want to negotiate with anyone, Zach's your man, because You know, he just upbids you when you don't even want to go up. Like, you'll offer him 15, you'll take 10, but he'll give you 20 for that final offer.
Right.
Yeah, because the guy said, "How much are you going to give me for it?" I said, "Dude, you can have like 10." I said 15. He's like, "No, I'll just take 10." And then Zach comes over here and hands him a 20. He's like, "Oh, I said I would take it for 10." He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
Hey, look, I want to support
This
the
currency
game.
means
I don't
nothing
care if
in
it's
the
a
wasteland.
mask, memorabilia, merchandise. I gotta get with the good going, right? Get going while the going's good for the good.
Take the mask off.
Going. What are you talking about?
off.
What mask?
Dude, if he takes it off, he's going to unleash the cynical ghost instantly. So.
Yeah, but he just sounds so weird.
There's been a lot of cool games lately. Until Dawn, Metal Gear Solid 5, we'll probably touch on those, but they basically can't live up to Fallout 4, so I figured we just scrap that conversation. Okay? And
so wait, so essentially we're just going to rename the podcast to Fallout Can't Stop Waiting?
Can't stop dwelling.
Can't Stop Dwelling.
Yeah.
For Fallout 4?
Yeah, and each week we have a new deformity. So this week it's the mask, and next week you guys have to deform yourself in some way from the radiation.
I'll cut my toe off.
Cut your tongue off?
Okay.
My toe off.
I have a Kylo Ren mask. I could put that on.
Good.
There you go. That's for next week. That's Star Wars week. Okay, it's not yet. Not yet.
Star Wars. I
Gotta
really
wait.
wish I could stick my tongue through this hole.
All right, let's
oh,
move on
God.
though, because we actually have a lot of games to talk about though. So
Okay, so starting off with, there's a new season pass was announced for Fallout 4. It's $30, and
Yes.
they don't know what's going to be in it, but it's going to be great because it's Fallout. So if you want to put your money down now, like, I mean, $80 or $90 for a game is better than $60.
all right. So here, Max, you can weigh in here because I have an issue with what Zachary is saying, and not because I'm this big Fallout 4 defender. I don't care if he bashes it all day. I don't care. I'm not certain other people out there that defend Fallout to death, but we can't bash Fallout for this when every other game does this, and we never say anything.
They don't.
No, but we gave Batman flack, didn't we?
We did. Zach didn't.
Yes, I did.
Zach didn't go on Twitter and say, "What is WB thinking?"
I did. I said, why are people okay with Batman but not okay with Evolve when Batman costs double the price and gives you less content?
Okay. All right, but not even just that. Your issue is that you say that no company says, "Hey, we don't know what's in this. We're just going to sell it to you anyways." Dude, like 50% of the companies out there don't know what the
But
hell's
like
in the
Witcher
season
3
pass.
was pretty clear. Assassin's Creed Unity was pretty clear.
What
Evolve
was the
clear.
Witcher 3? What was the Witcher 3 clear on?
They said they would have
we're-
two major expansion packs that would be sizable.
that you got to pay for.
Yeah, sizable additions. Like, for all we know, Fallout could be giving you skins.
You know they're not because
I
they have a
doubt
template for what they do. They give you hours of content each time, and that's what they've done
So
with New
you're
Vegas. And it's,
openly letting nostalgia cloud your judgment.
it's not nostalgia; it's a pattern. So when on Fallout 3, there's 4 expansions that are all varying lengths, but all pretty relative to each other. New Vegas comes out, same thing. You still get these expansion packs that are a few hours each. They're not going to sell you skins this
All
time.
right, well
only.
then
Like,
I
that's
think
not happening.
based on that logic, you should trust my opinion on Fallout 4 because I'm right about games. I have a pattern of being correct about games and predicting them. So
in your
Yeah.
psychotic mind.
I think
Your-
your record is like 1-10.
he loves what's Evolve. See, I forget the game even exists.
and that's a phenomenal game, 1 for 1.
Yeah.
I love
that's-
Splatoon, phenomenal game, 2 for 2. I love Batman Arkham Knight, phenomenal game, 3 for 3. I like Metal Gear Solid 5 a lot, phenomenal game, 4 out of 4. Don't like Witcher 3, bad game, 5 for 5.
6 million copies sold.
Listen, there's a lot of drugs sold, there's a lot of cigarettes sold.
Oh my god!
all right,
I
there
can't
Guns,
believe
knives,
that.
bad things sell.
All right, no, but the Fallout stuff, right? It's $30 for the season pass, which I'm assuming is gonna. And again, this is assumptions. I could be wrong, but if I had to bet, I would bet that I'm right. It's gonna be those expansions, right? The ones that are a couple hours long. I forget the names of the ones for Fallout 3.
Operation Anchorage.
Yeah. That's
Dive
what
into
it's
the
gonna
swamp. Aliens take over.
You see, this is
whatever
a
they're
real
called.
fan here, ladies and gents. Don't doubt him.
Yeah.
be. I never said I'm crazy into Fallout.
No,
like
I
people
am
think
the real fan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Point
So-
Lookout is one of them. I remember that
Yeah.
quite well.
Point Lookout, Operation Anchorage.
Yeah, Max, throw one out. We said one each. Do you got one?
Operation Ink cartridge.
Nope, that's not one.
All right, so
I never said that I played Fallout 3, so I played it for like 2 hours.
What was the Zach? The one that said Mothership something? What was
Mothership
that one?
Zeta. Look at this.
That sounds like a Metal Gear.
Look at this. You think I'm not
expansion.
a Fallout fan?
You have a good memory, and that is undeniable.
Undeniable. You know what else is undeniable?
What?
West Swift 2020. That's who I'm voting for. That's my presidential duo.
What the heck is that? Like Kanye West?
He announced that he's running for
Taylor
president
Swift.
in 2020.
Yeah, and Taylor Swift's gonna be his vice president.
She posted on Instagram, West Swift 2020.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a duo right there.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if it ever
I
happens.
mean, if Donald Trump can garner votes just because of his popularity, then I bet Taylor Swift and Kanye West could as well.
Who's going to run after that? Cyrus Bieber?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Bieber can't because he's Canadian. So.
Yeah.
But he could be a vice president, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, so they're perfect. Cyrus Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so back to games though. Max, what do you think about this DLC thing that Zach seems to have a major issue with? Just because it's Fallout.
It's kind of impossible to have an opinion on something this vague because we don't know anything about it. The only thing is that we can talk about is the fact that it's Bethesda, and they never do that kind of like cheap type DLC, or at least I don't recall ever hearing complaints about how they handle DLC policies. So I am sure that the fans of Bethesda products and even new fans will probably like this because I'd be shocked if this was kind of like Batman Arkham Knight DLC.
Breaking news.
What?
iPhone 6s now comes in coral pink.
Is there an image to the color? I don't know what coral pink actually
Coral
is.
pink is like rose goldish pink.
Rose goldish pink.
I now have a new phone color.
All right.
Expect an unboxing in when? October probably?
September 18th.
Oh, September 18th. What? September 18th?
Yeah, supposedly it's coming
next
out
week or
2 weeks. Yeah.
All right. Well, expect an unboxing from Zachary.
And it has a double touch, force touch on the phone screen. So like for example, like you can like double push on things for different features. Oh baby.
All right.
I like how you say, for example, you can push on double thing. You have no idea what that feature
Well,
is.
I have force touch on my little tiny MacBook, so I know it does stuff. I just don't know what it can do on this one.
Exactly. That's the it's like
See,
it's so captivating. Like Apple products. Apple products could literally be like, and we have a button to turn it on and off.
Hey,
Walks away.
it's important to
Just
shut
walks
your devices off and turn them on. Can't use it if you can't turn it on.
He's complaining about not knowing what the Fallout DLC is going to be, and he doesn't know what this is going to be like on the phone.
I do. Okay, I could. You want me to get really like in depth with you? Like for example, they say push down harder on a link to get a preview before you actually click on the link, like on recent MacBooks. Or you can push down harder on like someone's contact name to bring up a mini menu of like message and call and blah 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 blah.
How long do you think it's going to be before people start complaining about this push hard technique thing and starting to bend the phone?
That was all a ruse by evil Samsung fans to try and make Apple look
really?
bad. Yes.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No, it
okay.
actually happens. It's a real
Sure
thing.
it does.
It does.
Sure it does.
I have a friend that it happened too.
Uh-huh.
All right, go on.
It's all a conspiracy. It's the Fallout Samsung fans. They come together.
They're out to get me and make me look bad every day of the week.
You switched over to Samsung.
No, I
for a
didn't.
little
I
while.
never used it. I just have it sitting here gathering dust.
You should put it on your controller thing.
I have this Edge
just like display.
thing. It's got a cool rounded screen. This is bent. You want to talk about bent screen? This one's it comes bent. I don't even have to put it in my pocket. It's just naturally bent.
That's part of the appeal, maybe.
I guess.
All right,
I was
Zach. I'm assuming you have an itinerary for what we're talking about, right?
yeah.
All right, let's do this.
I wanted to start out with a little story.
All right, do it.
Okay.
We all spent a lot of time at PAX, and this was in
At
Seattle. It was
PAX,
great to
yes.
spend time together. You know, getting to, you know, rub Max's hair, and you know, Eskimo kiss Gabe was like an experience unlike any other.
Fun fact: me and you were in the shower at the same time.
We were, whew, steamy.
Fun fact, fully closed.
Yeah.
Another fun fact: Max is like half of the height of me and Gabe, as you saw on the last podcast, which was it
Yeah.
was so strange to be in person. Like
So surreal.
walking
Yeah,
with
I'm
this, like-
literally, I would have to be 3 feet tall,
Like-
but yeah.
Like, Gabe, remember when we had to lift Max up and put him on the cash register, like conveyor belt at Whole Foods, so he could pay for his stuff?
Wow.
Like, we lifted him
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And like, Max,
Yeah, you
get
made a
up
cat-
here.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
That was the exact experience that I had.
It was
Yeah.
glorious.
I always carry a little ladder that I just like put on top of the conveyor belt.
yeah.
Yeah.
But my favorite PAX moment, besides the shower and the cuddles and all of the fun, was probably our drive with Mariska, which I don't think we talked on the last podcast.
We didn't.
So
Well, because it took place after.
After,
we were
yeah,
recording the
it
podcast.
hadn't happened yet.
So just want to give you a little lowdown. This was my first time using the Uber service, which is a fabulous thing of the 21st century, where you can call a random person and hope that they deliver you to your destination. It's quite the modern marvel. And so we got a 4.9 out of 5 ranked driver. Mariska coming in her Toyota Prius, looking fly, 55, and mighty beautiful. Mariska,
she wasn't 55, was she?
I think she was probably even older.
She looked younger.
I doubt it, but
she looked younger. I was sitting right next to her, so I should know.
All right, so Gabe, of course, gets in the front seat because Gabe is that kind of jovial guy. He wants to just get in good with everybody, make them feel comfy at home. And me and Max and our friend Trevor, who's not T. Martin, by the way. Some people made that mistake that when we were talking about Trevor, they thought we were talking about T. Martin. But this is just no-name Trevor. He's not famous.
Well, his name's Trevor. He has a name.
Yeah, but, so we're in the back, me and Max and Trevor, and Mariska's trying to tell Gabe something, but Gabe doesn't care because Gabe has a motive on his mind, and that motive is to find out why Mariska is the highest-rated driver in all of Seattle. And so Gabe asks Mariska, "Excuse me," in his trademark, very deliberate but polite way, which Gabe, I think we talked about this a little bit last time.
Well, it was kind of polite because she was mid-sentence. Like, she was telling us a story. The problem is he would be just constantly cutting her off. She tried to tell us... What was she talking about? I'm trying to remember.
Something not important. That's not the information we needed.
She was trying to talk to us.
About like the
she was
night
trying
in
to
Seattle or
describe to
something.
us,
Yeah.
yeah. She was trying to explain some stuff, and he's like, excuse me.
Excuse
me, I have a question. And then he just barges into the question.
Yeah.
And he asks, why? You are the highest-rated driver we've had all weekend. How did you get your high rating? And Mariska comes back with the best response she possibly could, which was, "Oh, really? I have a high rating?" And we were like, "Yeah." And she's like, "What is it?" And we're like, "A 4.9. She's like, "That must be new, that must not have updated, because last time I checked, it was like a 2.7 or something." And all of a sudden, our hands grip the sides of our seats a little bit tighter. Me and Max and Trevor are cracking.
I thought you were going to say your hands gripped each other's hands. Like, you guys were all holding hands.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were doing.
I went for Max's thigh, but I don't think he liked that, so that's why I went for the armrest. So Mariska then is educating us on how she has a really bad rating, and then she proceeded to GPS us back to our hotel and not take any of the streets it recommended, and somehow we still made it back to our hotel A-okay.
Yeah.
Because she took the weirdest way ever. She went on a... Do you remember, what was it, like, she took like a route where it was like, there was buses coming into our lane. It was terrifying. I was like, what is she doing? Why are we going this way?
Yeah.
Look,
and then luckily we made it back, because she took us a completely different route than we usually went.
Yes.
Look, you don't get the highest rating in Seattle by taking the normal route. You got to go the scenic route, okay? You got to just take detours, see a little bit of the city for us tourists that aren't from there. What rating did you give her, by the way? Because we gave that.
I gave her, I think, a 4 or 5.
All right.
But the highlight story of the trip, I don't even know if Max knows this one. Maybe he does. We get to the airport. Me and Gabe and Trevor. Max is already taken off on his Canadian cow or whatever the heck he rode back to the upper north. Yeah. And so me and Gabe and Trevor get to the airport. And we're playing around with that sounds weird, but we're playing around with the lady checking us in. You know, a little bit of footsie or whatever you do. She was late at night.
Yeah, that's very smart.
I pulled her hair
around with the TSA.
No, this wasn't TSA.
That's
this
smart.
was just a lady on a night shift, and she's like, "Don't you guys yawn, because I'm gonna get tired." And Gabe's like, "I can't promise anything. I can't promise I won't yawn." And,
wow.
And she's like,
"Well, that's not the way I said it. All I said was I can't promise I'm not gonna yawn."
And she said, "How long?"
Did he do that thing with his hands like that? Like,
yeah, I did jazz hands the whole time.
She's like, "How long have you all been friends for?" And I was like, "Baby, it's too long for me to even tell you." Since utero. And so we get through and we're going to security, and Trevor gets the red dots on his ticket, which means he's going to get a full body love session. Body love was happening tonight at the Seattle airport, and I was jealous. Okay. So we go through, and they take out all of Trevor's luggage and spread it on a table as they're doing the pat down.
Wait. I want to interrupt, just like I interrupted
of course.
the wonderful
what
young
Gabe
Uber.
says is always more important.
This is because you glide over these things that I think are valuable additions to the story. How much did your bags weigh?
Yeah, but didn't you check your bags already?
Hold up, yes, but my bags weighed 49 and like 72 pounds.
He had a 72-pound bag plus Trevor's bag, which was like at 50-something pounds.
Yeah, 52.
That we had to open the bag.
We had to rebalance a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, but you have a reason why. Just the swagway is like 10.
It was 26
kilograms. Yeah, so there you go.
there's drop down menus for almost every icon. So you just drop down on like the phone thing, and you can get like, oh man, future.
We could do a live podcast covering the Apple event.
Okay.
And then we could record the Can't Stop Playing between that.
All right.
It'd be good.
Trying to eliminate clicks, because clicks take effort. So less clicks.
Go back.
So
the body love.
So body love.
Okay.
So Trevor's getting the path down. They're like, I'm going to go inside your waistband now. Which, by the way, like, I think that one's a little much. Like, I don't mind like the thigh buttocks like thing, but the inside the waistband, I don't know.
Is that how they say it too?
They say,
I'm gonna go inside your waistband.
They do. So Trevor
sounds like a pirate.
It's like, they're going to go inside the waistband searching for the gold.
What does that mean inside? Do they have like Ant-Man technology? They just like shrink down, quickly run across the waistband?
Guy tapes stuff on the inside of his underwear, so I think they're like,
oh, but doesn't that show up like on the scan?
I would assume.
Okay, whatever.
So that was okay. Trevor, it's late. He's all right. He gets cuddled up a little bit. But then they find my Xbox One in Trevor's carry-on, and they're like, because you've been selected for search, you need to power this on to prove that it's an Xbox. And in my head, I'm thinking like, so if it's a bomb, you just want me to like detonate it right here, like just plug it on and detonate it. And like, they didn't touch his laptop or his 3DS, but they touched my Xbox One because, I don't know, just totally ridiculous. Not what they did, but in terms of their like, what's the word, like lack of
logic,
that, and also
sense?
Just consistency, right?
Oh, okay.
So I said, well, I'm sorry, my power cord is in my check-in, and they're like, well, you're gonna either have to go back and check this in or dispose of it, and we recommend, since it seems like an expensive product, that you check it in. And so I was like, what am I supposed to check it in? And they're like, your carry-on, and I'm like, but there's no padding, it's just a little backpack. And they're like, well, you can dispose of it. And I was like, all right. And so as I'm trying to figure this out, the old guy's like, what kind of console is that? And Trevor's like, an Advanced Warfare one. He's like, oh, I've seen that one before. It looks pretty cool. I'm like, 60-year-old Xbox fans. Just because I look old doesn't mean I don't know what's up. And we're like, all right. And so I almost just gave it to him. He was so excited. But so.
Oh, okay. I thought that would be awesome if he's just like, I'll buy it from you and I'll check it in.
Then it got real spooky because she's like, have you checked 2 bags? Because that's the maximum you're allowed to check. And I'm like, yeah. And luckily,
well, you're allowed to check more for money.
No,
like
2 is still the max.
Oh, you're not allowed to check. Oh, okay.
I believe so. Per
I always
person.
thought you're allowed to check more if you pay extra.
Well, I had to pay extra for my second one. Anyways, I think that's the deal. So Trevor had to go check it, but because it was in such a bad carry-on, he had to sign a waiver saying if it broke, they were not liable at all. Then the best part was he comes back through security. They escort him back through security, and they say, because you left security, even though we were escorting you, we have to do another full body pat down. And it was a different guy who was even more intense and more like, we're going to make sure that there's nothing on you, even though you've been through the security scanner twice and had a full body pat down.
Now, what are you doing at this point? Are you just standing there, or did you
go?
No,
I was giving Gabe lots of hugs because Gabe had to go.
Oh, okay.
It was sad.
So essentially, this is just a terrible experience for Trevor.
Yeah. But it was just glorious.
Dude, the pat downs were intense because it wasn't just like one full pat down. It was.
Wait, they do that in front of everyone?
Well, they offer you. They say, "Do you want to go to a private room?" But let me tell you, when they took me to a private room and it was 2 TSA guys in a janitor's closet and me, I felt way more scared than out in public. I thought I was going to get my brain, lobotomized.
Right.
Yeah, no, like he was going in on Trevor. Like I thought he was going to take him out to dinner afterwards or something. Or we probably should have taken him to dinner before, but. Like, it was intense. He did it like 3 full times, like head to toe, full pat.
I mean, it's so tricky because it's like on one hand, yes, but on the other hand, it's like it's security, so it's like I don't know.
We weren't even upset. It was just like funny how it like went down and like all the pat downs. And luckily the Xbox made it okay, but it was just like classic. And Gabe had to go before he could even give Trevor a hug or kiss or anything, which was sad.
Yeah, that was the saddest part, and I regret it fully. Me and Trevor, next time we see each other, I'm just not going to let him go for the first 10 minutes of it.
Lovely. So PAX was glorious. We had some good times. I've been swagwaying everywhere. Yesterday I did this thing. I'm going to give you a little bit of TMI. Are you ready for it, Max? I know this makes you uncomfortable. Okay. Gabe, we share this kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wanted to do everything I could on the swagway yesterday, so I made my breakfast. I tried to take my dog out, but I rolled over her paw. She didn't like that.
Oh, my God.
Ouch. I went to the bathroom on the Swagway.
Okay?
Yeah, she's fine. I went to the bathroom on the Swagway, which was interesting.
Okay.
Like during the actual bathroom as well?
Yes.
Like during the proceedings?
He was urinating while standing on the Swagway. How hard is he?
I didn't want to leave the Swagway as long as I could.
Did you turn it off?
No.
What if it just starts driving away?
I'm in control. You should see me on this thing now. I am seriously like Tron, but on a Swagway. I know what I'm doing.
You are like the LeBron James.
Yeah, I'm just like swerving, whirving, twisting, turning. Although I was doing some like karaoke with Taylor Swift, and I did wipe out. I don't know if you saw that on Instagram.
I saw it.
Yeah, I legit did wipe out. And I almost killed myself the other night riding at night. I didn't see a stick, and I flipped off backwards. But luckily, I have balance like a hawk. So
I can't wait till we see the headlines.
Why not like a cat?
Not a cat.
Man fatally injured after driving Swagway over stick.
While karaokeing to Taylor Swift. Blame Taylor, 2015. So that has been really good. I was cleaning up my house on the Swagway. It's just like, imagine if you didn't have legs and you just had this wheelie board stuck to your ankles. Like, this is what life would be like. And I really wanted to feel that pain.
All right, so
and that joy.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Your calf muscles must be like off the hook after that.
Yeah, I have chicken legs, so I'm trying to work on them to build them up to.
What if we get you a giant BB-8 costume and you just roll around like you're basically your whole body?
I'm like this, except bigger.
Yes, look, that giant circle. It's gonna be pretty much up to your neck.
Wait, am I curled up in it, or am I standing straight?
You're standing straight. This thing is gonna be giant. You're gonna be a giant BB-8.
Okay.
And at the bottom of it's gonna be your feet in Swagway. The bigger sphere there is gonna be right up into your neck.
That sounds so weird.
What?
What did he say? Your what, Swagway?
What? Did I say something weird?
Did you hear that too, Zach?
It's the robot.
I don't even know.
Okay, everybody on the regular recording is probably thinking we're crazy, but I heard something very inappropriate.
At the bottom of the BB-8, there.
Wait, what did it sound like?
I don't know, but I heard something different. So I was like, wait, what?
Sorry, no. I look, because if you put a BB-8, he's a giant sphere with a little sphere on top.
Yeah.
The giant sphere can be right up into your neck and all the way to your legs.
Okay.
Right where your Swagway is, and the top of your head can be BB-8's little headpiece, and you could just ride around in it. I think that would be cool.
Make little like droid noises.
Yeah.
That's how the droids sound? Like cats?
I don't know if you saw my BB-8 racing video, but after they crashed in a Kylo Ren corner a couple of times, they were definitely moaning for help.
How are those things? What are they made out of, by the way?
Plastic.
They're made out of Jakku iridium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's why they're expensive.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, those things sold out like hotcakes.
Yeah.
I was like 8th in line and they were gone.
They're really cool. I mean, it's definitely a plastic, but it's a nice plastic. It's solid. The voice control actually works very well. It's fun to drive them around. It's a little hard because it is a sphere, and his head like stays on top, right, as you can see.
Yeah.
So what they have you do is...
Is it like a magnet?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
So what they have you do is line up a light to where you are, and that's how you start driving him. But after 20, 30 seconds, he's done so much spinning, I think he gets dizzy, and then like up is down, and it's like that Mario Party minigame where they're like confusing controls, and like left is right, up is down, and you're like, BB-8! But it's really cool, and one of the coolest things that's hard to show on YouTube is you can record a video of yourself or anything, and then play it out of BB-8, so you'll look through your phone, and it looks like BB-8 is shooting out like a hologram of your video, so you're like, help me, I'm Leia, save me.
That's pretty futuristic.
That's pretty cool.
Whoa, that is quite cool. I mean, the only unfortunate part is the size. I was surprised how small it is.
It's
because I thought it was like
small.
Yeah, I thought it was quite a bit bigger. Like the other one, the RC, the other one that they have, the one that's not controlled by phone, the one that's like $80 or something like that, is bigger, but still not obviously to scale or anything like that. I can't imagine how much a 2-scale BB-8 would cost. Actually,
I would like one though.
The price.
You should make one. You should just craft them. You know those people who craft like R2-D2s and like Wally and stuff? Right. You should make that like your winter project. So, like just craft a BB-8.
It's also good for romance.
You
know how people say like...
Wait, it pulls women's hair?
Well, it can. It definitely picks up hair on the ground when it's rolling around. That happened. But... I was like...
How did you test that? Did you like rip out hair and just like, go pick it up?
I was at my mom and brother's house, and my mom shed, so her hair was occasionally on the floor.
Okay.
All female shed, not just your mom. Yeah. Fun fact.
So back to the romance part. You know how they say like that line, like, you're the apple of my eye? So I was seducing Taylor, and I was like, you're the BB-8 of my heart, and then I put BB-8 in her mouth, and then she was like, her eyes turned to hearts, and she was just like...
Was it because she's choking? Like her eyes were just like, oh my God.
That's not what I like to think. I like to think because she was just so enamored with my charm.
Okay.
Your BB-8.
My BB-8 charm.
Zachary, I keep trying to talk about video games, but it keeps getting so sidetracked. We did
discuss Fallout, I believe, at the beginning of this.
Guess what? Breaking news. You can take 4K video with the iPhone 6s now.
Wow.
So now I can record all of me and Taylor's dates in high definition.
Okay. We played Metal Gear.
Wait, you record your dates? That's
Dude,
a little...
scrapbooking is something for like generations past. I think of it, I like to call it video crapping, where we record
Video
crapping, where we record video.
You should work on that. It's a little bit of a tough sell, but okay.
Listen, it's been marketed and focus tested to death. We know what we're talking about.
Tested well?
It tested great.
Wow. With who? With BB-8 and Cardboard Taylor?
No, listen. Don't you dare insult my date like that.
Like a room in Zach's house has
listen,
just cardboard
if you're going to make fun of my cardboard cutouts, Max,
okay.
I'm done.
He just walks away. Wow.
Look,
ladies and gentlemen, he just walked away. Okay, Gabe, so now we can talk about games.
Yeah,
so, Metal Gear.
Have you played it?
I've not played it, but it's right here. Bam.
Oh, you should play it.
I have been playing this, and I'm almost done with Until Dawn.
Okay, Until Dawn's great, isn't it?
Yes, it's one of the weirdest kind of games that I could ever think of, because I'd never think that a game like that would be good, but it actually is quite fun. And the setting is super unique.
Yeah. And is what Zach has in his hand right now.
You can't even see what's happening right now, but someone very big is here to protect me from your insults. He's taller than me. And Groot.
And he is Groot.
Groot is here. All right?
Wow.
Don't mess with me, Max.
What's happening with his, like, you see where, like, by his head? Why is there, like, cardboard coming off his face?
Listen, trees are not perfect. You love them for what they are.
Okay.
It's natural, okay?
Okay.
You're late to the podcast. All right?
Now, the fun fact is that you
destroyed.
destroyed... I kind of... Actually, I'm thinking right now, wait. So, Groot is a tree.
Yes.
Right? Or, like, a plant.
Right.
Yeah.
But cardboard, to make cardboard, they had to cut down trees.
Right. So, it's very true to life.
So, it's kind of weird in terms of...
Yeah.
Groot is Taylor.
Groot had to kill his own family members to make himself.
Listen.
Zach, we were actually already talking about games over here.
Okay, well,
I know, but then Zach brings it back with the Groot.
I want to show you the scale. Like, look how small Tay-Tay looks next to Groot.
Tay-Tay?
Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay, Tay-Bay, we've got a lot of cute nicknames. She calls me Bubbles, okay?
Bubbles.
All right, so don't make... I know
I don't even want to know why, but sure.
Do you want to know the story? I'm going to tell it to you anyways, but then we can get to games, I promise.
Okay.
So, after we play with BB-8 and, do that, we fall asleep. And we wake up in the morning. A lot of times Taylor sleeps in, but she has to go to, like, recording sessions, sound checks, stuff like that. So the way I wake her up, you know how you can make those little, like, bubbles with your mouth? Like, she really likes to wake up to that popping sound, like the little, like popping sound of the bubbles. And she's like, oh, bubbles, thanks. And then she gets up and goes to do her work.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I want to show you something very interesting.
Okay.
About Metal Gear Solid 5.
Is it interesting?
There's a reason why this game is good, and it has nothing to do with Snake or the developers. You may recall this game disc. It's Evolve.
Evolve, yes.
You may now see this game disc. It's called Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh my god!
And there's a reason they're both great games, because they both have almost the same disc.
Oh, okay. So wait, you've been essentially playing Evolve this whole time.
Isn't that really weird, though? Like, seriously?
That is, yeah.
It's freaking
Super
strange. Anyhow, Metal Gear, deep dive. Let's deep dive into the hearts of... I don't want to deep dive into any of the girls that they put bombs into, but let's deep dive into the game.
Too deeply.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've not played it yet, so I don't want to hear any spoilers.
You haven't played any of it?
No, we were talking about Until Dawn.
All right, we can deep dive into all those.
I played Until Dawn. I'm almost done with that. The one thing I will say is that people tout Until Dawn for being like this game that is like exceptional about its decision making. It is worse about the decisions than Telltale games are.
What does that mean?
Because, okay, well, there were situations where, like, let's say very early on, so we're not spoiling anything.
Right.
When Emily and Matt are walking on the snow slope,
right,
and she asks him to just take the bags and go to the lodge.
Right.
Go ahead. I picked no. I'm staying with you, and we'll go back together, and then we'll track back. And the line was like, nope, go up still. So it's like, no matter what decision you picked, that's what they want you to do.
Yeah, but she remembers the fact that, like, you sort of refused her or whatever, like, and that will come into play. Like,
yeah, but it's so insignificant when it does come into play.
It is.
So, like, I just don't understand where people, like, the only significant things that happen is really, like, the character deaths. That's the kind of, like, big surprise. But other than that, a lot of the decisions are very, like, they're not particularly story sensitive or like change the story in a very substantial manner, which is something that a lot of people talk about for some reason. Oh my God, the story decisions are so impactful, but they really aren't. At least in my experience, they weren't. And a lot of times they kind of like know what they want to tell anyways. So it's kind of like, doesn't matter what you pick, we're going with this. Yeah. And I kind of wish that it would be more significant than that.
Still a fun game. And fun fact, kill Emily. Kill Emily. She's the worst. Everybody.
I have only lost one character.
So you're the opposite of Zachary.
Probably. I don't know. Has he like killed everyone?
Yeah. Except 2 people.
I want to make a statement.
Well, actually, I've killed technically 2 characters, but you know what happens with one of them.
No, yeah.
I want to make a statement on that.
Okay.
Make a statement.
A lot of people seem to be playing this game with the intention of saving everyone, but I feel like the value of this game is crafting your own unique plot line and emotional excursion. And so to me, there's never a check mark or a leaderboard or an objective that says save everyone. It just says keep going. Yeah. And so there's no fail.
I'm not saying that.
Oh, I know you're not. I know you're not. I've just seen a lot of people like there's no fail state in this game. So to me, like there's no bad choice. It's just what happens. And I actually like the fact that I had 6 of the 8 characters die because it added a lot of like charged oomph.
How did you even pull that off? You had to like try to do that.
No, I just
I've
never seen a horror movie in my life. So
yeah, the funny thing is that you see the horror movie genre that this is spoofing would have most of the characters just die.
Right, so I guess I'm playing
it would have a solo survivor at the end of it. So you're almost playing it the way that this genre would unfold.
I'm directing it perfectly, damn it. Yeah. But like there was like a moment where like you heard like a girl's voice and I was like, let's go check it out. And people are like, if you watch scary movies, you would know you never go check out the girl's voice underneath its trap door. But I was like, what if it's a cute little baby?
What if it's somebody that needs help?
Right, yeah.
You've really never seen scary movies?
The only scary movie I've ever seen, ever, in my whole life, was The Gallows because I had to see it for Comic-Con. Oh, yeah. And it was terrible.
Yeah, let's go see The Visit.
No.
That's getting good reviews. Let's go see it.
Are you going to cuddle me in a blanket?
Yeah, why not? Bring the Taylor Swift blanket. Let's do
All right, if you hold me in the same seat as you, then I'll consider it.
It has been getting really great reviews, and it is a return to form for Mr. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yeah.
So,
he's actually the director of this podcast. That's why this one has been so mysterious and epic so far.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I really love Until Dawn, though.
Mysterious I would use, but epic, I don't know, that's a stretch.
I really do love Until Dawn, and I think it's a great example of a game that is not the best, like, quality-wise, but is so much fun. So like I would honestly review it as like a 7, but my experience of the game is like a 9.5.
It's one of my favorite games of the year.
Yeah, mine too.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing it shines in is like final thing is the setting. It's so unique and it's so like I feel like it's not been done at any point of where like it's a game that kind of straddles supernatural and just mystery so well of where kind of like Life is Strange a little bit, but Life is Strange kind of cranks that even higher. I think this game kind of has these elements of like, oh, it's supernatural, but then there's a big twist that happens kind of 2/3 through the game, and you're like, oh, okay, so is it supernatural? And then it continues to go back into the supernatural. So I really have enjoyed that. Now, again, I've not beaten it, but I'm very, very close from what I could gather. I could just feel that.
How many characters have died for you?
He said 2.
One. 2?
Well, 2, but you know,
2. Yeah. Okay.
The only thing I'm disappointed about is they say like, oh, there's all these different combinations of endings, but it's really the same ending just with different people in the shot, which is kind of lame. But I do think it shows like an interesting small like facet of this is that real life situations and real life drama and relationships are sometimes more interesting than like save the world or like the big muscular guy, fighting aliens. Like Life is Strange.
It's an intimate, small story. Yeah, that's good.
Pretty cool.
You're
and
right.
it's a nice. I'd love to see more games explore that.
Speaking of small stories,
okay,
Metal Gear, which isn't a small story at all. Max, you got to play that game. Dude, it's like seriously. I haven't finished it, but I think it might dethrone Ori for me. I love that game.
First question I have for you, as somebody who's not played it, I've bought it, obviously, so I am excited to play it. I just wanted to play Mad Max because I thought, everybody's playing Metal Gear, so I might as well try out Mad Max so I could kind of talk about the other game that came out for that day. But I'm obviously going to play it. I enjoyed Metal Gear a lot as a franchise until 4. When I played 4, I was like, okay, this is getting a little too... Not weird. I don't know what the word... I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me.
Okay.
Now, sell me on this game, because the one thing I've been hearing a lot from people is that people say, well, the story in this game is not all that great, but it's fun to play. And is that the case? Or is the story actually, like, does it make sense to a certain extent?
It makes sense to a certain extent, dude, but if you thought that 4 was weird, this is really weird. Like, things get really, really, really weird here, and a lot
weird,
of people,
like in a cool way, or weird.
I think it's phenomenal. You like Quentin Tarantino at all? I'm not Kojima kind of does get compared to him a little bit, and I'm not doing like a direct comparison, right? But I think if Quentin Tarantino were to make a game, this would be what he would make. Like, because all right, well, first of all, you've played the other games, so you'll know some of the characters that are there. That I think a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, there's not like a lot of story in it." Like, I don't know how familiar they are with Metal Gear, because dude, the Metal Gear story like has never really made sense. Like, really, if you want to be honest with yourself.
Well, because it's not that it didn't make sense. It was just it started to get really convoluted and complex, and kind of like things almost started contradicting themselves.
Yeah, and they jump around in time a lot. Right, because this isn't after the events of Metal Gear 4. No, this is in between Metal Gear 2. No, Metal Gear 3 and 2 or something like that.
Okay.
Like, the timeline is all messed up. I don't even know it. To be fair, Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation, which is a lot of people's first Metal Gear game, that's, like, actually, like, way later events. So I think that's the only one that's right before Metal Gear 4. So the fact that every game they jump around in timeline so much is a little confusing. I'm confused by it. Like, I'm not, like...
Okay.
So, all right, I guess slight spoiler, I guess, for Metal Gear Solid 4. You know, at the end when Big Boss comes back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is also a slight spoiler for Metal Gear Solid 5, but it happens in like the first 5 minutes of the game, so whatever. He has a giant shard on his upper left-hand thing from what happened in Ground Zeroes. There was an explosion, and shards went into him. His body's full of shards, and he basically has a horn on his head now.
Okay, of course.
That horn was not there at the ending of Metal Gear Solid 4. I don't know how that's explained. I don't like stuff like that. Like, it's so weird. Okay. He was wearing a hat, so maybe the hat was covering it up, like in Kojima's eyes. I don't know.
Maybe he's gonna get that removed at the end of the game.
So what was the so let's then, since the story is too convoluted to talk about without probably spoiling. It sounds like it. What is, if you were to tell me, like, let's say I'm at the store and I'm about to maybe select this copy, and I'm looking at it, what makes this game great? Like, what has made you enjoy it so far?
The gameplay, the music, the atmosphere, the fact that the world...
the music is always amazing in Metal Gear. Like,
it's crazy.
I've always loved it.
And for those of you that want the story like broken down for you, like in a very simple way, it is a revenge tale. Like, this group of people want revenge for something that happened to them. Mother Base getting destroyed, and they have to rebuild Mother Base, and they want revenge for what happened in Ground Zero. So we all know what happened, Paz, whatever. So it's a revenge tale, pretty simple. So if you go into it with just that, even with no knowledge of other Metal Gear games, just know something happened to somebody that Big Boss / Snake / Venomous Snake this time. Someone that he really cares about. Something happened to her, and he wants revenge. That's it. Yeah, dude, the gameplay, this is the best stealth gameplay I've seen in a very long time. Like,
that's high praise.
It's
Zach,
crazy.
You've played the game as well, right?
Yeah, I played a couple hours, nowhere near as much as Gabe. I think the instant highlight is that it controls and plays very fluidly, which is something that you couldn't really say in the past about Metal Gear. I'm not even sure what tweaks they've made since it's been quite a while since MGS4, but it just feels very natural. I love the way that you go in and out of cover. I love the way that you can take guys down. The shooting feels good. There's some smart choices as well. For example, you're selecting missions and looking at your map, and a lot through this iDroid device, which is kind of like a PDA type thing, or a PD.
Yeah, no,
Personal,
that's a public display of affection.
I got Taylor on my mind. A personal device thing.
Yeah.
And like some smart things, like I assumed you complete a mission because it's pretty open world setting, and you complete a mission. I assumed you have to go back to base, cash in the mission, and then pick a new one. But you can just begin a new mission from, after completing one in that world. So like there's some really smart design choices that feel like they have utilized the time and the knowledge gained over the last few years to improve and upgrade and sort of elevate the game, specifically from a gameplay perspective. And it's something that a lot of sequels don't seem to feel. And I like the fact that it does feel like a bigger, bolder, more badass Metal Gear. One question I had for you, Gabe, since you're much farther, are there more spaces than Kabul?
2 maps, I believe.
Yeah, there's one
maps.
more. Okay. The game mostly takes place in Afghanistan, but Africa is also a thing.
And are there notable structures, or is everything just these small little like villagey?
No. There are notable structures,
and there's indoor environments as well.
Okay, it's a giant like base. Think of a military base with like hangars and stuff. You can go in the hangars, and you're also going to come across different enemy types that you haven't seen yet.
Okay.
So like stuff gets pretty crazy. Indoor environments aren't like super like important in the game. Yes, you can go indoors and you have to go indoors for certain things, but it's still like really open.
Mm-hmm.
There is like towers that you have to like climb isn't the word, but you have to go up to. You have to scale them to get to certain places. But I think the way you're saying indoor environments aren't really a thing in this game.
That's fine.
But there is indoor sections.
I will say there's a lot of complex elements going on. Like there's this whole
the systems are a little overbearing. I'm just now like starting to get the hang of all of them.
But the one thing Go ahead. I was going to say the one thing I do like about it is I feel like it doesn't throw it in your face that much. Like, I don't know later, but to me it seems like I can mess with that stuff or not, and I can still play and enjoy the game. Whereas something like Witcher 3, like, you were forced into those menus many times. Otherwise, you were just out of luck.
Yeah. Well, the thing about this, you're going to want to be in these menus, because if not, you're going to have you can go through the game with the same weapons, I guess. The weapons that are necessary to continue, like, with the story, those you will get through, like, actual missions.
Right.
But if you want a better assault rifle that still has a silencer so that you don't alert people, you're going to have to work towards being able to develop that.
Speaking of alerting people, we should also give people a heads up about losing their save file, because there's a corrupt save file thing going on, right? Where
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, a lot of people are having
issues. If you have Quiet as your buddy for levels 22 through 42 or something like that, missions for 22 through 42, it causes a corrupt save file, so you could lose your entire save file. Apparently, there's some guy that was 120 hours in or something crazy and lost his save file. So for those of you that are playing the game, for now, I would just, to be certain, Google which mission specifically it is, or maybe just don't have Quiet as your buddy character for the missions, just to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, you also don't get Quiet right away. You still get it relatively early. I can say which mission. Which mission are you in, Zach?
Early on, 7 or something like that.
Okay, so you're kind of close. You have Quiet comes in mission 11.
Okay. So,
and even once you find her, you have to defeat her, and then once you defeat her, you still don't get access to her being your buddy right away. So, it's still a decent ways for you, but she's cool. I don't want to get into the specific site, right? Or there's a couple of sites that are sort of like not bashing the game, but they're making a big deal out of this Quiet thing, which I just don't get. I don't understand it.
Her armor? Or lack thereof?
There's an explanation for it in the game. There really is. Is it a great explanation? Probably not. But for you to for when I hear someone say that they're glad that a scene where there's like rain falling on Quiet, is that what it was, Zachary? For the thing that you showed me?
Oh yeah. I saw that video. The one where she's like splashing water on.
Yeah. So when someone says, "Oh, I'm glad I didn't see that," during the game, cause or they didn't say this directly, or the fact that it might have like influenced their score, like to me that's complete BS. Like you're not gonna like detract from a game just because of that one little thing, are you?
I think I agree with what you just said. I think
your voice has deteriorated to like Adam Jensen has been infected with like some sort of Detroit virus, and we can barely understand you. But yeah.
I was looking at Zach's face because I was trying to be like, is it just me?
I mean, I understand. I'm trying to understand, which talking about having making detractions from a game based on simple things like that could be controversial to some or upsetting to some, but does that really take away from the game? And I do think that while it is good to be vigilant in terms of our holding our standards high for what games promote and sort of advocate, I do think it has gotten a bit out of hand where it's like anytime anything happens, they're like, oh, sound the alarm. Like, oh my God, this is a travesty. Ultimately, like, you don't have to play it. They can make whatever they want. And, like, I don't know that, and this is odd because I'm someone who very much believes in, like, positivity and spreading good and standing up for what you believe in and whatnot, but I don't know that games should be our social barometer for what is, like, right and wrong in the world. Like, just because a bunch of movies feature, like, terrorists or murders or sex scenes, it's not like people are like, oh God, everyone's going to go and murder everybody. Like, so if a game portrays a girl or a guy or whatever, like, I don't know why we have to give that so much credence.
Do I sound better right now, by the way?
No.
All right, well, still, like, people need to get off, like, their high horse. Like, things are really getting out of hand. I legitimately don't even want to live in this universe anymore. Like, send me to Padawan or something. I'll just go hang out. Send me to Hoth. I'll have a better time in Hoth than I'm having in Earth right now. Like, because this is complete BS. Everyone is so sensitive to everything. And like, it almost makes me wish I was smart enough to, like, become a comedian so I can just poke fun of everyone and just piss everyone off. I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm not funny enough to do that, but I wish I could. My audio.
All I mean out of that is you don't want to live here anymore. Send you to Hoth.
Yeah, and I think you said you want to be a comedian.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure you said something about being a comedian.
Here, I'll leave the call and I'll come right back.
And he's gone, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally got rid of that guy. Whew! His voice was perfectly
clear. The
clear.
audio quality just went up like crazy.
Yeah.
So, in general, what do you think? Do you like Metal Gear?
I really like it a lot. I think it's...
Is it top 5 for you so far?
I mean, I have to play plenty more, but I think so because, again, what stands out right away to me is the actual game. Not any of the BS about the story or the plot or the franchise history.
So you mean like the actual gameplay?
Yes, I really like that. And for me, while Until Dawn really had no gameplay, the presentation wowed me there. I typically and more often like games that are really crispy with their gameplay systems, and Metal Gear definitely has that. So I'm excited to play more. I mean, it's a bit daunting how much there is in the game, mission-wise and just systems, but they seem to be pacing it pretty well so far.
How am I sounding
now?
now?
You're sounding like an angel.
We can actually understand words.
All right. What I was saying was that I don't even want to live on Earth anymore because everyone is so far up their own, you know what?
Yeah.
And everyone's on this high horse that I wish I was smart enough to become a comedian so that I can just, like, make everyone angry all the time with my clever puns about how, everyone's sort of a dick now.
Right.
And and I was saying I don't want to live on Earth anymore. Send me to Hoth. I'd rather live in Hoth right now than Earth because Earth is dumb. That's all I was saying.
So if anyone has any escape pods that are sending off for the snowy planet, send one to our way.
Send me over there.
Or if you could place a black hole right by Saturn, which he could go through.
Yeah.
A la Matthew McConaughey, and he'll be like, all right, as he makes his way through.
The iPhone 6S releases September 25th.
That's very exciting. I love that you're providing us updates throughout the entire podcast of what's happening with the Apple event.
One Republic played a song to close out the show.
Good for them.
Wow.
I wanted to bring up something for the Metal Gear thing. Remember when we were originally talking about it maybe a month ago, and you said, "Hey, like, how is this going to work story wise? The fact that it's open world."
I still don't know.
Yeah, the missions you can do them how you want, really. So you were wondering how that worked. And what do you mean you still don't know? You see how the missions are structured out, that every one of them is like a little, not a TV app, but I'm relating it to TV. You get credits.
I think that's so weird that they have credits to start and at the end of every episode. It's like starring Venomous Snake, produced by Hideo Kojima, like at the beginning and end of every mission.
Wait, they have that in every mission?
And it scrolls through really quickly, the credits. Beginning and end of every mission. I think
so. It's not like a 3 to 5 minute.
No, but it's just like Hideo Kojima wanted to get his name in the game like 1,000 times or something.
And let me explain this better so that Max doesn't lose any motivation to playing it. Each mission starts, and it's not like you're seeing like a credit sequence or anything. It's a cutscene where that just the titles come up while the cutscene is happening, so it's not intrusive in any way. The ending cutscenes, it's really just a black screen with names, but you can instantly skip that and you lose nothing. So you can do that.
I just don't. I still don't get how the overall narrative factors in, because from what I've seen, it's just been little bit pieces. Like, the game starts out with Fire Hell Demon and Floating Girl, and through...
His name is Man on Fire, and that's Psychomantis.
Okay, spoilers.
No, it's not a spoiler. That's a thing.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Okay.
It's not my fault.
Anyways, I don't know anything about what's going on. And then there's these weird, like Dragon Ball Z android characters jumping through the desert. And
Ooh, sounds good.
Then there's Miller, and there's Shalashaska Ocelot. And
What?
It's Ocelot.
but his codename is Shalashaska.
So, yeah, he's not wrong. And Miller is Kaz. For I don't know if everyone's like super used to calling him Miller.
But
No, but that pronunciation, is that how they actually say it?
Dude, that might be it.
Shalashaska.
Yeah, so that
Okay.
the name is super weird.
Anyway, so I don't really it's all disparate right now. Maybe it comes together, I hope.
I don't even care if it comes together. I've heard the ending is super weird. I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Well,
But
Fun
all
game.
in all, it seems
Yeah.
like a game that's very much driven by gameplay.
I just like
Which is a
shooting
good thing.
sheep and flying them up to space.
Dude, I got a bear. I did the bear
Uh-huh.
one. It's awesome.
You
Yeah.
can capture pretty much anything you want.
Yeah.
I heard you can even make your horse poo on command and
Yeah,
make
yeah.
trucks slip off the road
Yes.
because they slip on the poo.
You basically just tell Keith or Sutherland just says, do it. And D-Horse just poops. It's what he does.
I just love that it's basically like, hey, like, you're just enslaving whatever you want. Like, hey, you're a good sniper, come with me. Hey, you're a cool looking sheep, come with me. Hey, you're quiet,
Yeah.
come with me.
The
Sounds a little bit like Pokemon.
Yeah.
the thing is that these people are getting tortured into accepting to join you, by the way. So when you Fulton an enemy soldier that's your enemy, he gets tortured over there at Mother Base until he eventually just joins you. That's what's happening.
I like it. I think it's a excellent
I
game
love
so
it.
far.
I can't wait to play it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna dedicate probably like a slower week to playing this game.
And just super fun fact. Not even a fun fact. It's a boring fact.
All right.
Max, the first hour of the game, or like hour and a half, is not what the game is. So don't be put off by it. Because
When you're crawling on the floor naked in the hospital,
I
don't be put
really
off.
don't like when people do that, but okay.
It's 1 hour. It's
Okay.
It's just
I
1 hour.
I know. I just don't like in general when people say that kind of thing. Like
No, I'm not even saying it's bad. It's just a different game.
Oh, okay.
Completely.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. Now another game that came out the same exact day that Metal Gear did, which probably wasn't a smart move from a sales standpoint, was Mad Max. Have you guys played it?
I've played an hour and a half of it.
I have not.
That's about how much
played it.
I've played too. Oh, you've played it?
I have not played it.
Oh, okay. What'd you think, Gabe?
It's fine. The
It's
combat
fine.
is. I mean, what do you want me to say? It's Batman combat without being like fluid or whatever. Sometimes I could have sworn I pressed the counter button at the right time and it just doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see how more and more WB studios, like, we saw it with Shadow of Mordor, start adapting this as their combat system for third-person games. I mean, I guess because it's fun and intuitive, that's why they use it. I think it's a fun game. I think that the interesting thing about this game is, like, I guess we could touch a little bit on the criticism that's going on of where critics reviewed the game quite poorly, but audiences have enjoyed the game.
Yeah, I changed gave it an 8.
Yeah, but in general, like from what I understand, critics did not regard the game very highly, whereas the I think the Metacritic user rating is like maybe 2 or 3 points higher or something like that than the review score.
I'll look it up now.
So that's kind of an interesting factor that it seems like the audience has actually enjoyed it more than the actual critics did. I guess that's a rare thing,
I think
supposedly.
Don't you think, though, that's just like symptomatic or emblematic of what we talk about sometimes, like we did with Until Dawn? Like, it's not necessarily a very good game, but it can still be enjoyable.
All right, so here it is. The Metacritic for the PlayStation 4 version of Mad Max is a 70.
Okay.
And the user score is an 8.1, so it's not that much higher.
But it is
Okay.
higher. But in general,
but
it seems
that's
like the
10
general journalistic viewpoint on this game is sort of like open world, fluff and way too much of it and way too long and boring, and then some people seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, I can't speak for that because I've only played an hour and a half, so I don't know about the long and boring part, but
Yeah, I've not played enough to say anything of what I like, anything significant, like in terms of judgment and stuff. But I don't know. To me, it could be by the fact that I watched Mad Max again, the movie Fury Road.
As did I. I saw it last night.
Before playing this, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go play it now.
Yeah.
And maybe that kind of clouds my judgment of just being in that world is like really fun and cool and creative. But I don't know. So far, I've really enjoyed it. It's one of those games that, again, I could definitely see its flaws, but I can almost look past them because I enjoy being for the time that I've been there, I enjoy being in this world and how different it is to other settings that we typically play in. And I really like the whole component of having this vehicle. Like, again, I enjoyed Batman Arkham Knight. A lot of people didn't like that you took the focus away from the human character and you gave a lot of it to the Batmobile. A lot of people had problems with that. Here, that's taken even to a greater degree where, what is it called? The Opus?
The Magnum Opus.
Magnum Opus. Your cars probably it's like a 60-40 split in terms of what's the most important component.
Does Chumbucket not get a percentage of that? I like Chumbucket. He's cool.
Yeah. You get like a characterization in terms of like, you know, your car is very significant to this game. Like you're supposed to upgrade it and significantly pay attention to how important your vehicle is. So for people that don't like that, I'm sure that this is kind of like gonna rub them the wrong way. But for people who kind of like the balance of where, yes, you're a character, but at the same time your vehicle is a character and you have to treat it as such, I think you could find enjoyment in this game.
I think this is a little different than Batman, though, because the Batmobile, you weren't really upgrading like you're upgrading this. Like, yes, there was upgrades to the Batmobile, but this is really
this is way more significant, and there's a lot more like customization, obviously, and that's why I said here the focus is even greater. Like, but what I'm trying to get at is like typically people like to have like the character be their guy or girl that you're playing. Here, your car is just as much of a character as you are.
Yeah, and Chumbucket.
Yeah, of course.
My question for you guys is, what the heck do you do when you're not in the car?
You're out scavenging, looking for fuel. You have missions.
So is it like enter an area and fight guys, or
the thing is, you're trying to upgrade your car.
Right.
That's the thing. So you're out there trying to get parts for your car to upgrade, so that Chumbucket could upgrade it for you. You're trying to get this car to do something. I don't really know what, but yeah, your point is to get your car back because.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know this.
It's kind of like a very basic story in terms of just survival. I mean, it's kind of just like what we see in the Mad Max films of where the goal is to survive and your vehicle is a very key component to surviving in this world. So you're upgrading it constantly and searching and stuff. But you have like hand-to-hand combat as well, like Shadow of Mordor style and Batman style, where he'll drive into an area and you have to go hand-to-hand combat, fight these creatures and guys and gals and stuff.
And there's gunplay, but it's super limited. Like, there's not a lot of ammo around, as you would expect in the Wasteland. So.
No, you know, disrespect to Shadow of Mordor or Mad Max, but obviously those games, both made by Warner Brothers, are riffing on Warner Brothers' biggest game.
And Shadow of Mordor was Game of the Year, no?
According to some lunatics.
Okay.
But anyways, Batman is their marquee franchise, and Batman has Batman Combat and now driving, and then it has a giant game surrounding that. And I felt like as cool as Shadow of Mordor was, it was very much a game designed like, hey, we've got one concept and go do it. Like, it was just like roam around this open world. Sure, there were like structures that you had missions in, but it felt much more like, hey, we've got this cool idea, blah, open world. Is Mad Max like that with the car? Like, hey, cool car idea, blah, open world. Like, it's not tied together very well. Because, like, when I played E3, my biggest issue was, like, sure, the car was cool and upgrading, but, like, I did not understand what the rest of the structure of the game was, unless it legit is just driving around over and over and over again.
Well, I mean, you have designated missions that you're supposed to do.
But what are these missions? Like, get out and press A on a box to collect stuff?
Well, no, you're fighting. You actually there's like slight platforming, not like traditional platforming, but you got to.
Do you know what I'm saying though about like how Batman feels like a complete game, and then
I've only played an hour and a half of Mad Max. I don't know.
Well, make an assertion.
I can't. I haven't. What I've played, it's not repetitive because I've only done an hour and a half of it.
But like, it's not.
They're still introducing the systems. I don't know how the open world
fleshed
works.
out though in the same way.
I wouldn't know. I haven't played it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, and I think that in general, like, it is safe to say that Batman is a more polished game and a game that offers a more complete experience, just via review scores and even user response and everything like that. But I'm not sure if that's 100% true necessarily because that's the case, because if you're being biased like that, or not biased, but if you're being judgmental like that, you could also break down Batman to its fundamentals and say you're always fighting the same kind of combat style. You just learn some new moves and stuff. So it's like you can break down anything down to the core mechanics.
Right, but let's take like GTA and Watch Dogs. Okay, open world games with a lot of like random fluff, but they also have like GTA, like this is a plane mission. This is now find Trevor. This is go. It's very dynamic and complex. Watch Dogs, even for whatever you think about that game, lots of different scenarios. They put you in indoor environments, outdoor environments. Starting with Dying Light, we've had this recent stretch of open world games where it's basically like we came up with a concept and blah, let's throw a bunch of missions at you. Dying Light is like the parkour first person combat thing, but really like the variety of missions, the variety of what you're actually doing. It's much more just like a sandbox to like use their concept, and Batman and Mordor feel very Mad Max and Mordor feel very much like that to me, in that same vein of like, we've got a concept now, let's like, how can we spin this concept 50 different ways for a 20-hour game?
I mean, it's possible. It certainly is possible. I think that's one of those things that is a core fundamental flaw to open world games, or characteristic, maybe not necessarily a flaw because some people like it, is that you are going to get repetitive missions. Like even when you mention Watch Dogs and GTA, a lot of those missions are at their core same thing, from point A to point B.
You love Batman, dude, and Batman is a repetitive game. Like there's no way around it. To get the real ending in that game, you have to take care of all those bombs on the streets. You have to do Man-Bat a few times. You have to do all those stupid tank missions. Like these are things you have to do.
Missions. What I'm saying is that the open world games in general always going to have that characteristic to them of where, because in order to fulfill that open world with things to do, you're gonna have to have repetitive missions, and the only way to get around those repetitive missions is to do something like what The Witcher does, where they take all those repetitive missions and then give you somewhat interesting and captivating storyline around it. So that kind of is like your dangling carrot to do this repetitive action in order to be rewarded with story. So that's the only way to, at least from what we've learned so far, is the way to kind of like justify those missions. But from my experience with Mad Max so far, I think it's very much also dependent on you acknowledging that this world is not as like vibrant and fascinating as like, you know, Gotham City, of where there's a lot more neon and lights, and it's a lot more like alive than this. Mm-hmm. This is a wasteland, and there's very few living things left, and therefore obviously it's not going to be nearly as exciting. But if you're okay with that, and if it's kind of like almost the setting of like a Fallout game, in terms of there isn't going to be this vibrant crazy world inside of this, because that's not what the setting that you're exploring here. And same thing was with Shadow of Mordor. Like I really liked that game. I definitely see why people enjoyed it so much. And was it flawless or was it amazing? No, but it was certainly a very good game in terms of being set in an interesting place. You fought interesting creatures. The combat was fun. That whole mechanic that they used with the what was it called? The actual name
Nemesis
of the mechanic
system.
Yeah, where they would come back and attack you, and you develop rivals and stuff. It was cool. I think it was kind of almost like a 0.5 step. Like if they develop it into the next one, I think it could be a really cool system. But I don't know. I mean, I like it because, again, I think it's a different setting, and it's so far I've had fun.
And like my issue isn't even really the repetitiveness. It's more like there's no glue or foundation holding it all together. Like that's what I'm missing from those games. I understand Batman is repetitive in its mission flow, but there's glue of like this overarching storyline and setting and set pieces that makes me feel like they knew what they were doing. I don't know.
I'm not saying it's there for Mad Max because I haven't played it, but I also say we can't know if it's, maybe it is there. Like you haven't played
judging
it,
by the fact that it's getting a lot of 5s and 6s, it probably isn't there. But
wait, I mean, it's at a 7 on Metacritic.
Okay,
like it's not like reviewing terribly. Just like it has a lot of fives, it has a lot
I'm
of
I'm gonna
eights.
play it this week, so I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah. I mean, in general, like, again, I think that we need to also remember, if there is a game that's reviewing in, like, 7.58, that's great. Like, it doesn't, like, not all games have to be, like, so polarizing of where it's like, it's either a 5 or it's a 10. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay to enjoy a game that's an 8 or a 7 or whatever. Like,
sure.
It's not reviewing exceptionally well, but it's reviewing well, showing that we're getting back to that kind of, like, middle rank game. And I love seeing that. It's nice to see that we can get a game that's not polarizing either way. It's right in the middle, and you can enjoy it for what it is. And that's a good game. It's not exceptional, but it's good.
And just for posterity's sake, Batman is at an 87 on Metacritic for PS4.
What's the user rating on that?
For Batman?
Yeah.
Let me check.
I wonder. That'd be kind of interesting to see.
Okay, so all right. So Batman being an 87, 73 for Batman for user rating.
Kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the opposite.
Yeah. So just that's what I'm saying is that was the interesting thing with Mad Max is that it seems like the general public audience has enjoyed the game substantially more than the people who are paid to review games. And that's just an interesting factor of like maybe there's a bit of a disconnect starting to happen between reviewers and audiences. Maybe
we're tired of them and their
I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of an interesting thing. That's all.
Yeah. And to move us off this topic, because I think we've talked about this enough, I wanted to ask, I don't know if you're going to bring this up, Zachary, and sorry if you were, did you guys hear that Metal Gear sold 73% of its copies on PlayStation 4?
Whoa.
Yeah.
But,
73% were on PS4, like 2% were like on Xbox 360, or 3% were on PS3, and then the rest were
That's crazy.
So 20%.
Look, Metal Gear has always been a franchise that was like synonymous for the longest time until Metal Gear Rising, right? It was synonymous with PlayStation. So it makes sense as to why it would be there, but it's just kind of surprising just that percentage.
It's a big percentage.
Yeah, like that's a lot. Like I thought if it would be like 50, that would be quite like whoa. But 73, that's insane. If that's true, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's reported by Konami. Also, This is the best Metal Gear. This is this game has sold better than every other Metal Gear as far as like launch windows.
Well, it makes sense because isn't it like the first? Well, except for Ground Zeroes, the first mainline game that is on both consoles, right?
Now, I would like to put out the qualifier that this data comes from the UK sales of Metal Gear Solid 5, and Europe does swing heavily towards the Sony side of things.
Oh, okay, so this is not international?
This is UK.
Okay. Or is this just reported by UK source?
No, this is Forbes saying that Metal Gear Solid 5 took the top sales spot in the UK this week, and the usual qualifications, of course, apply. The UK market doesn't necessarily speak for the world at large, but 72% of gamers bought Metal Gear Solid 5 on the PlayStation 4 as compared to 22% on the Xbox One. An impressive gap, nonetheless, no matter how you swing it.
Yeah, okay, so I guess
I mean, it's certainly impressive. I know that some people said that there's a lot of like PlayStation kind of Easter eggs in there, right? Like I think that cassettes that you play have PlayStation logo on them or something.
Yeah,
like that,
it's a Sony cassette player. It's branded.
So there's stuff in there that's kind of like a nudge to Sony and stuff like that. I mean, again, it makes sense. I'm just kind of surprised that it's that much.
Now I'm just curious what's going to happen, right? Because the game's doing well, obviously. Like I'm sure Konami's really happy with the reception, both critically and financially, because to sell better than Metal Gear 4 and maybe even Metal Gear 3, those games sold really well. So now that they're getting away from the console business and this is selling the way it is, like what's their next move? Like, are they?
I mean, it's going to be interesting. You're right. Like I think that one of the most interesting, captivating things about this whole Metal Gear thing is like what happens with Kojima now. Like, what will he be doing? Does he now officially, like, resign and leave? And
well, he's gone. He's done with Konami. Like, he doesn't work there anymore, I think.
But is there, like, an official thing? Because I'm pretty sure he's still, like, technically employed and stuff, no?
Well, it was to finish this game off. I don't know if he...
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. Like, I'm really interested to see, like, does he go to, like, a big publisher or, like, go to EA or Activision, somebody, and he's like, hey, give me a team and let me make a game, or will he go to Hollywood and make a movie or something like that?
That's what he should do. I think.
I don't know. I think it's kind of
be a crazy movie. Like not crazy isn't good. I mean like literally crazy.
Well, that's That's the issue. I don't know about that, but whatever. He should just work with Guillermo del Toro on a film.
I almost thought you were
bring him
gonna
on
say
Pacific Rim too.
work with Game Riot on a film. I was like, that's an idea.
There you go.
The two of them.
Yeah, I was gonna,
Just the two of them.
just no one else. No act. Just they act, direct, produce everything.
Wow, that would be a brilliant film.
It'd be a
I don't know if you were planning on talking about this. Sorry if I'm just like taking the podcast in different directions at this point. But today's September 11th. Well, not really, but this is going up September 11th. Besides the devastation that happened, and like on a serious note, like obviously it's a sad day, because of that. But something really fun's happening today. Zachary, do you know what that is?
Mario Maker comes out.
Yeah, Mario Maker's out.
And I was going to touch on that at least a little bit. I've been playing some of the created levels, and like it's a great time. I know it's going to be like, oh, it's just like Little Big Planet with Mario, but really,
It's awesome.
like people pay so much money for Mario games, like 2D Mario games, or they sell so many copies and then they're full price. And like this is basically, in theory, an infinite 2D Mario game with so much creativity and style. I mean, the shining star right now, I think, is, and I want to get his name right so I can give due credit, but there is a Metroid level, and it's made by a dude, and it's literally incredible because it has backtracking, power-ups. You can only get through certain areas when you acquire the different power-ups, and it's all using the Mario universe. So, for example, there's a new shell helmet in this game, and you have to acquire the shell helmet to then be able to cross through this, path where these big thwomps are coming down that you wouldn't otherwise be able to, and then you have to acquire a spike helmet because then you can break the thwomps and access the level above them. Fire flower is necessary to burn down.
I have a question. Yeah. All right, I made a video on this level, and I failed it because the timer ran out. You have a timer. Did you finish the level? On the first try?
No.
Okay, all right.
Third or fourth try, I think.
Yeah, because it's so creative, the level itself, and I apologize for cutting you off that way. But yeah, the powers that you need to go to new levels, it's super. I wonder how long this took him to do.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to just hear the fact that you can design new game mechanics using what they give you. Like you can introduce things into a Mario game that we've never seen before. So I think that's really going to be kind of like the shining light of this whole thing. There was a pretty funny comment, and I think it was either the trailer for it or something, and somebody was like, so it's basically Happy Wheels for kids or something like that. And to be fair, that game is massively popular. So if this works for Nintendo in the same light of where it just becomes this crazy amalgamation of crazy designs and levels, why not? That'd be a good thing for them.
September, man, that's a good
Delaganash is his name. He's actually the Nintendo UK community manager, so I guess he has a little bit of extra skill in his wheelhouse. But I think we should try to get him on the podcast.
To talk about the level or to design a level live?
Well, both. I want to know how he designed it. Like even just like a 5-minute segment. Like we need to get this guy on to like hear about how he made this masterpiece. Because like it really is incredible how much variety. I mean, there's lots of levels that are like incredible machines where you stand there and stuff happens. He designed one of those as well, which is like mind blowing, where everything's perfect. Like you'll fly off a platform. You don't touch the controller, but you'll like fly off a platform, land on a shell, bounce. Like it's so perfect. I don't know how they even do it, but the variety there, I love the fact that they have the amiibo integration. So sure, it's a small thing, but like someone made a DK's Jungle stage, and at the beginning you get a Donkey Kong mushroom, so you turn into Donkey Kong, and there's a lot of vines and piranha plants, and then there's a Diddy Kong mushroom and an OG DK Jr. Mushroom, and like it just adds a lot of. To me, it's like the sign that if they would cross over their dang franchises, it would be so much fun. And make like a Nintendo World game or the Amiibo game we've always wanted, because it really is charming.
Dude,
to see.
they already do. Look at Mario Kart.
I know, but I'm talking about like in a
Smash
full-on
Brothers.
platform or a 3D game.
But they've done it in like every other medium. Mario Tennis, Mario Sports Strikers. But okay, so it's like there's a caveat.
No, I just want
little asterisks.
I want Mario and Link to team up, or Mario and Samus, or Samus and Link, or Star Fox and Link, or
in what in
a 3D
what
adventure game.
I don't know. I think that the only cool thing is like maybe if they do something like where it's like they travel to both worlds and then you get two different gameplay styles.
Or what if like
Link gameplay when they are when they travel to Hyrule and then when they come back to the Mushroom Kingdom and they have to do platforming or something like that, like a side scroller.
Tell me this doesn't sound super hot where like you go into a temple.
Doesn't. Oh, sorry.
You go into a temple, and all of a sudden you see like Chozo ruins from Metroid, and then Samus is like frozen in ice, and you have to use your fire arrows to let her out, and then she lets you borrow her like arm cannon for like that temple. I'd be like, whoa! Wouldn't you?
You can do that in Super Mario Maker.
No.
Yeah, dude, moving off of these hypothetical things that would be amazing. I agree with you, but I think Super Mario Maker is an incredible package.
I do too.
Like you touched on it, like infinite Mario games basically, not full games obviously.
Well, in theory.
Yeah, dude, I love this game too. I've been spending a little bit more time with it since it's coming out on Friday, and I'm excited to see people's creations. So like a lot of the creative levels, it's developers and people that are reviewing the game that. Well, not even. It's just developers because the online stuff isn't up yet. So
yeah,
the stuff that
I
can't wait to see what the community
that's when
does.
we're gonna really see it like take off. Yeah. Hopefully,
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I think that's when people will get like insanely cool things out there.
I know the guys from Game Explain have been making some insane levels as well. And like I have no plans on making any levels, but I just can't wait to feast on the food of others, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
So that takes us to the lightning round, which we have some excellent. Max, thanks. A couple people pointed out that lightning doesn't make any sound; it's just thunder. So we should have like a moment of silence for the lightning round, which I thought was hilarious. But
that is a kind of a good point, actually. That I know. But listen, they always come to. Well, not always, but usually they come together.
Right.
So
where there's lightning, there's thunder, whatever they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So can't stop asking at gmail.com is the email address. Send us a message. Daniel writes in with some interesting lightning round questions. Favorite movie theater treat: popcorn, candy, or slushy?
Popcorn.
Slushy.
Ew. Best Sith.
Is there more to that question? Oh, okay.
I'm not huge on popcorn during movies.
Best Sith Lord: Darth Maul, Darth Vader, or Count Dooku?
Vader.
Maul.
How could you?
Why?
Okay, unless
How?
if you've watched like Clone Wars or read a lot of the extra stuff, like the main films barely offer anything.
I love
about
that
him.
moment where he's trapped between the two force fields and he's just pacing with that angry face. That's the highlight of the original or like the new trilogy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the highlight of the entire like prequels. But Darth Vader is like the entire main key to the entire like original trilogy. So yeah, it's obviously Vader.
Also,
There's
Darth
not
Vader's
even
an
a
old
doubt.
man, and Darth Maul is like a hot young stud.
Not always. He's not always an old man.
All right. Thug moment of the week comes in from Jay, who sends in a hip-hop dedicated lightning round. Max, you're going to have fun with this one.
I don't know anything, but okay.
Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole?
Kendrick.
J. Cole.
Okay.
I don't really like either. None.
I like both, probably.
Zach,
I don't know either one of them, but
just pick one. Max, pick one based off the name, and Zach, you
I
just
like
gotta
the name
pick one,
Kendrick. That's a cool name.
Man. All right,
So
there
I'll
you go.
pick
That's
that
fine.
guy.
All right.
All right, perfect.
50 Cent or The Game?
This is one where I don't
What
want
do
to
you mean?
pick.
The game, like the 50 Cent video game?
Sure, we talk
Blood
about
in the
video games. I'll
Sand?
say the
That
game.
was a good game.
That was a good game. Blood in the Sand. There you go.
There, I'll pick the game.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either.
I'd say 50 Cent. No, The Game.
Wait,
I don't
the
know.
game is a rapper?
Yeah.
Or is...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know who he is.
All right. Now we're getting some weird ones.
Okay, read them.
Macklemore or Atmosphere?
Atmosphere, hands down.
I know
That's my favorite
Macklemore.
band.
I've heard his songs before, so I'll pick him.
Fun fact.
All right.
Atmosphere is my favorite band of all time. And yes, technically it's just a rapper and a DJ, but I love
Drake
them.
or Lil
Okay.
Wayne?
Drake, Canada, represent.
Drake.
Yeah, Canadian. I don't like Wayne.
Ja
that
Rule
much.
or Nelly?
Nelly.
And then I don't
like
even
the
know who
first
this is. KRS-One
Oh
or
my God.
Rakim?
He's Rakim. Both legends.
KRS-One?
First of all, KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions. He's a rapper in the 80s. Rakim also long retired. Well, not retired. He made an album maybe like 3 years ago. You've never heard like of the Seventh Letter, Follow the Leader? Eric B. and Rakim?
I love
I've
how
heard Eric B.
as
and
this
Rakim,
lightning
but I've heard
round started,
KRS-One.
like this is an insight just me and Zach can get. But as this lightning round started, Gabe's audio, as he was getting more and more excited about these names, his audio was getting worse and worse over time. It was like this last answer, he was like, I couldn't even understand what he was saying at that point. But
Can you guys understand me now?
yeah,
I
kind
just
of.
got some sad news.
Oh no! What? The iPhone 6s is not going to be in coral pink?
My favorite PR person is leaving their company.
Oh no!
What? It's not. It's.
We know who it is. Probably.
Yeah.
It's probably does it have something to do with Evolve?
No.
Is it
What?
Microsoft?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Moment of
surprising.
silence for this. No one knows what's going on, but yeah. Like I'm seriously
replacement-
sad. Like I'm
So am I.
smiling
The
as big as
replacement
can
better
be,
be
but I'm
as cool.
seriously sad.
This. That's not cool. How'd you figure this out? There's not an email. Oh no email.
Well, lightning round.
Yeah.
Sorry to make things all awkward.
Zachary, you can't claim that you're a hip hop head and not know who Rakim and KRS-One are.
All right, lightning round from Kyle. This will be the last one for
Kyle,
today.
here we go. Of course,
heads or
Kyle.
tails.
That's
Top
a
of your
very
head.
good one.
Bye, Gabe.
Oh wow. Okay,
He's
was
like, neither. I don't care.
yeah.
I'm not choosing.
He's like, I'm done. This is so ridiculous.
All right, tails.
Or maybe he's sad too. I'm gonna pick heads.
Okay, what do you pick, Gabe?
Heads.
Okay.
What about you? You've not been answering any
I
of
said
them.
tails.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Summer.
Winter.
I live in Texas, bro.
You guys like winter
I
better?
don't like summer. I love
How
the
can you
winter.
go outside in the winter?
It's still like only like 70 degrees.
Does
in
it
Texas.
snow in Texas?
Never.
Oh.
We had one time, certain parts, like North Texas, like yeah, sometimes. But where I live, I've only seen snow once in my life, and it was an event that happened. They say it happens only once every 200 years. So I'm never, unless I move, I'm never seeing snow again.
Wow.
Or Gabe, if we get like a really intimate little cottage in the the Rocky Mountains for a little
Let's do it.
holiday getaway. And the most important one of the day: swimming or biking.
Swimming.
Swimming. Oh man, I really like biking now as well. Okay, I'll pick swimming still though.
I'll pick biking.
Yeah.
I like pools, but I'm more of like a splash around guy than a swimmer.
Nice. Yeah, you're more the kind that's like almost drowning. Yeah.
No, not like that. I just like to like splash around. I don't like to actually like be like.
Oh, are you like quiet in that scene where she's like splash?
Basically. All right, our first email of the day address.
Wait.
By the way, one thing that we didn't touch upon at all
Whoa.
is our Force Friday pickups. Did you guys have a good Force Friday?
I had a very long Force Friday.
Oh, really? I got a new mug. I got a Stormtrooper Imperial mug.
That one's cute.
You see that?
Yes.
Boom. It's like old school comic book style. And I got the Lego set for all the stuff.
Which Lego
And
set?
I got a Kylo. All of them.
Wow.
A lot of the stuff that I wanted was actually sold out. I didn't know that people in Texas were that rabid about Star Wars. I really wanted Kylo Ren, and I really wanted BB-8, and neither of them were still available.
Why
So
don't you get a BB late?
yeah,
And I got the Kylo Ren sword.
A sword?
all right.
Well,
Sword.
lightsaber, sorry.
It's a Megazord. It's a crossover for Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. Lightspeed.
Zachary.
What up, Doe?
All right. So here's the thing. I don't know if you're going to do it at the
Okay.
end of the podcast, but I think we should do it before the email.
Okay.
Super quick fantasy football minute, and let's put Max on the spot. Max, we have a team for you because we redrafted. Do you want it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is it a
All
good
right, so-
team? Does it have all my players from last time?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't have any happy people.
Wow.
No, but
So is it a bad
Zach,
team?
No, it's better than your last
No.
one.
No,
Yeah,
it
it's
can't be
better than last
better than my last one.
I mean, you had the worst draft grade of anybody last time, so it is better.
Yeah, but on paper now, if we look at their performances, my team was the best.
Was it?
Yeah, at least we were happy.
Hold up. Can we do a live unboxing?
Okay.
Do it.
Okay, you guys talk.
Of what?
I'm gonna throw you this question, and then I'm gonna go get it. So, Intel Leader writes in, "Hello, Zachary, Maxry, and Gabery. My name is George, and I am from London, 16.
Hey,
First of all,
what is that? It sounds like some sort of like movie introduction to like James Bond. My name is George. I'm from London.
16.
16.
First of all, just wanted to say thank you for making this podcast a thing. I've always loved hearing Zach. And adding Gabe and Max into the mix just makes the most delicious podcast I've ever listened to. So my question is,
Okay.
do any of you guys miss movie, TV series, game tie-ins? He goes on to talk about how he liked recently the South Park, Stick of Truth, Family Guy, but he misses like how stuff like Simpsons Hit and Run or some movies would have stuff. And I thought it was interesting since you were talking about like Mad Max was more enjoyable after seeing the movie. Like we aren't getting like a Force Awakens direct parallel game. We're not getting a
We don't know that.
Well, we're probably going to get a Disney Infinity playset for it.
But
that's
but like, do you miss like the movie tie-in, kind of like crappy games, but that can be fun because you love that property?
Yeah,
like Spider-Man 2.
Sure. Okay, Gabe, take it away.
Green Lantern was terrible. They just start naming like
Thor,
bad,
Captain America. I mean, all of those.
Thor had a game. I forgot about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't good.
I'm surprised that they just stopped. Really, like
I'm surprised that Marvel has not made a game at all, because it's like, you look at DC and they do this Batman, and then with Arkham Knight there were so many teases towards
Justice League.
A Justice League game or something that expands that universe further. Like they have Queen Industries, they have Lex Luthor, they have Man of Steel. Like they have all of these Superman in there. Like they have so many references to a lot of characters that you think that they're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger with the next one. So I'm kind of surprised that Marvel hasn't done something, because I think an Avengers game would be insanely cool.
Yeah, I assume it's in the works, no?
Hopefully. I don't know. It's weird because, you see, Marvel did come out and they said, remember, they were like, we're not going to release any game unless if we feel that it's like good or up to par. Now, of course, they've done about a gajillion mobile games, and they've done like, Contest of Champions. They've done a lot of different things on mobile, but unfortunately they haven't done like a proper AAA game. I think it'd be insanely cool though if they got like imagine if they went to like Naughty Dog and they were like, here's $200 million, go make an Avengers game.
Yeah, that would be too cool, actually. Deadpool is getting re-released on Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
That wasn't a bad game, actually.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that was a fun game. So there you go. There's I guess a decent one. But in general, I think that the trickiness with movie games and in general having any tie-ins is that a lot of times you end up kind of shackling the developer into a certain storyline, or they find out about what they're allowed to build into the game so late that they have such a strict and tiny little schedule that they can't make a good game. So that's why you end up with usually a lot of movie tie-in games, historically speaking, were quite poor. I think for the superhero genre, I mean, there's very, very few that were actual tie-ins or came out right around that time that were decent. Like that Wolverine game was good, remember?
Yeah.
That was a good game, but other than that, typically they aren't particularly great, and that's unfortunate. But at the same time, I almost feel like, it would be better if, like, I'd prefer for them to do an Avengers game that's just an Avengers game, standalone. It doesn't need to be a tie-in, because then it'll be a better game as a whole. So I'd prefer that, personally speaking.
Do you remember that there was a Batman Begins video game on the Xbox?
Yes.
That was a thing.
Yeah. I mean, they've done a lot of stuff like that. There was a Batman, 1989 game. There was lots of... that was a popular thing to do. Up until Captain America, they had a game for every... Like, Iron Man got one. Iron Man 2 got one. The Sega games, remember? Like, Thor got one. Captain America, Green Lantern. They all would get a game. The problem is they were kind of awful. And hopefully they can just make a good game that's based on the characters from that universe. So that's what I'd prefer.
Yeah. What are you unboxing, Zachary?
Gonna unbox some shoes.
Oh.
You were hoping for something more exciting?
Well, no, I don't know. I thought it had something to do with...
Yes, I was. I'll admit. I was hoping for something
did get my Force...
I thought it was Star Wars related, since you were like, wait, I gotta go open it up.
I did get my Force FX Kylo Ren lightsaber.
Oh, dude, those things were sold out so quickly. I was sitting here at 12:01 and I was like refreshing on ToysRUs.ca and the website crashed. Yeah. And then when it went back up at 12:05 or something like that, they were all gone.
Zach probably got it on eBay, by the way.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you
Oh,
GameStop.
No?
There you go.
Right.
Anyways, the box is literally as tall as me, so I'm going to save that for a video.
But that's going to be amazing.
In the meantime, I will open up the hottest shoes this side of the equator.
I think you Instagrammed those, didn't
you?
What that's Nike them. Shoe? What is that logo in the middle? That looks cool. It kind of looks like the
Destiny logo.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It's Kobe Bryant's
it's a
symbol,
Kobe logo.
But yeah.
Oh. That looks a lot like Destiny. You can play the Taken King in those.
Taylor is literally like sweating over there. She's like...
They're very nice.
I was partially expecting you to have like a water bottle and like splash water on her face and go like, look, she's sweating.
Wet.
Oh, that would have been funny. But
yeah, on to the next
great.
email.
new shoes.
I'm trying to give some love to the fantasy league because we had told them that we were gonna have like a minute.
All right,
What
well, at
happened?
the
You guys
end-
just canceled it.
No, we didn't. You just weren't around for the redraft.
Well, you guys should have not redrafted. We had good teams to begin with.
No, we didn't.
I
No,
did.
We did. We did.
I had a good team.
Fine. So let's move on from that. Quick shout out to them, and like we'll check in with you guys like every week or
right.
whatever after I beat all of you.
All right. Well, speaking of football, Anthony writes in saying,
We're going to talk about Tom Brady not being banned.
"Dear Zach,
By the way, Trevor had the best team then because he had Tom Brady as well. But yeah, moving on.
dear Zach, I hate him, and he's a cheater, and their whole team needs to be removed from the NFL." Yeah. No, pro sports are rigged. That's all. End of story. Okay, on the next email. Anthony writes in, "Dear Zach, Gabe, and Max, first I have a story to preface my question, which I'm not going to read because it's long. Basically, the question is, he played Crash Bandicoot with his little sister, and they loved it and are sad there's never any new ones coming out. So his question is, are there any game franchises that have stopped that you wish would continue and make another game?"
Yeah, I think a Crash Bandicoot game would be awesome. Maybe a Spyro game. That'd be cool. We are getting a Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, in Skylanders. Yeah, but he's not like the prominent character. Plus, it's not really like narrated or has many mechanics from Spyro. But
Psychonauts. Oh, I thought you were gonna say. I thought we were gonna like jinx each other there. Holy crap! This is just the episode of like all these epic updates, but I have to show you guys this live on camera. Mondo, do you know Mondo? Max, they do like really sick posters.
yeah, the art. Yeah,
There's a Batman animated series, Clayface
Oh my God.
grabbing Batman. It's really, really cool.
you got a text message from Becca.
Yeah. Live on the podcast. Should we read those as well?
Live. Breaking news. Text
Everything's
message.
just happening live and in living color.
Yeah.
I've thought about this new channel. It's called Me and You 24/7, and basically
Okay.
it's just me filming myself 24 hours a day live stream on YouTube Gaming, but it's not gaming.
Why would you film yourself? Just have cameras around the house.
But it's more intimate if I'm like,
Sure.
Psychonauts, BioShock, NBA Street.
If we don't say Half-Life, we're gonna get wrecked.
Can I say NBA Street?
Sure. What about? I'd love to get another Portal game. That's probably like. Sure, but okay. Do you think? Okay, sure. Then if there's a limit, I guess Half-Life would be on there. Spyro. I think it would be really cool to see a proper Ratchet and Clank game. Like, it's been a little while. We're getting one for the film, so we'll see if it's good.
Who killed Batman? What's this about? The man who killed Batman? Is that like? Am I supposed to know what that is about?
Not exact. Is that the Gray Ghost there? Who is that? I can't tell. It's probably Bruce Wayne.
I think it's Gordon.
Oh. Maybe it's a storyline. It could be the man who killed. Or it might be an episode of the animated series. Yes. Written by Mr. Miller, so that'll be cool. What else? I don't know. I mean, I think we named enough.
All right.
I think we named a lot of friends.
We're done with this.
No, I just couldn't think of anything else.
I don't know what that is, but all right.
All right, Zach, moving on to the next question. Stop reading news.
Relationship choices.
Here we go.
It's called. This is relationship choices, not relationship question. Relationship choices. This is from Mateo.
Okay.
Mateo writes in.
What is that? What was that?
I'm gonna start doing voices for the relationship emails. Is that okay? I'm so sorry if I'm offending any of you. Don't. I love you so much. I would give you a massage in a bath of Jello if we were closer. Mateo writes in, "My name is Mateo. I have a question for you guys. But before I get into it, I'm going to say that I love your podcast. It cheered me up when I needed it most. Keep doing them. Now to the question. I'm a sophomore in high school. There are two girls I'm interested in taking one relationship further. Like to a girlfriend, but I'm unsure of who to choose. One of them is my crush, who I met 2 years ago. She is nice, caring, beautiful. I have her as a lower-tiered friend.
Why is the accent changing as you're going through the email? It's like he's like immigrating into a different place in the world, but okay.
I don't really get to talk to her much because I have no classes with her. The other is a friend I met last year. She is caring, cute, and funny. She is a mid-tier friend.
She's a what? Sorry?
Caring,
cute, and what?
funny. She is a mid-tier friend. Not low-tier, but mid. I have a stronger relationship with girl number 2.
Why does he organize all his friends into tiers? Like, that's kind of weird, but okay.
I have a class with her. They both like me, but as a friend, from what I can tell, because I don't talk with either girl too much, but I don't know which girl likes me better. I have caught my crush looking at me. I have yet to catch girl number 2 staring like that. There's a dance at my school coming up soon. I want to ask one of these girls to go with me. Please help me choose which one. It'd be much appreciated if you would help me. Sorry for the long email, muchachos. Sincerely, Mateo. Okay, my question is, you've got a low-tier potential girlfriend and a mid-tier potential girlfriend. Find the high-tier girlfriend. What are you doing? No, I get what he's saying. Like, they're doing like the little eye. It's like body love, but it's like vision love. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this guy's a sophomore in high school, so I'm going to assume that he knows a little bit more than like, oh, she like looked at me in passing. So maybe there's a little bit more chemistry. All right.
I've never organized people into tiers. Like, that's...
Max, did you know that you're a lower tier friend of mine?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, bro. I don't know. I'd have to first organize the list. We didn't share a bed.
Max.
As far as I know.
Max. I know when that hotline bling, it can only mean one thing.
What the heck did you just say?
Max, you used to call me on my cell phone late at night.
Did you just say highlight bling?
What
is a highlight
I know
bling?
when that hotline bling, it can only mean one thing.
Man, friend.
Max, why are you wearing less and going out more? Why are you hanging out with girls that I don't know about? Flip a coin, heads or tails. No.
Nice positive thinking, Gabe. Ask both, because they're probably going to say no.
Bring them both into the same room. Bring them both in the same room and say, prove your love.
Yeah, and be like, we have time for aggressive expansion into a different tier of girlfriends. So who wants it?
Mateo, I don't really have any advice for you except, like, I guess just, like, go with the flow. There's more dances and, like, pick whoever you're vibing with more. If the girl you're in class with, you talk to more, it sounds like she's the better choice. You don't want to have, like, that awkward Napoleon Dynamite dance moment where you're, like, holding hips and talking about, like, blubberfish or whatever the heck they were speaking of in that movie. Okay, I mean, Gabe's a player. It's all right. We can go with that. Ask both. That's Gabe. Dr. Pika writes in.
Okay.
With an email
Are we
titled-
going to get an accent? Or is this...
But it's just for fun. Hello, Ghost, the Big Boss Gabe and Max Skywalker.
Oh, I like that.
I'm writing in for advice on the future of gaming and how I can fit... Okay. I'm writing in for advice on the future of gaming and how I can fit it in with my extremely busy future schedule.
Wow, his voice changed dramatically. That was interesting, but
Basically,
okay.
I'm in high school and I'm soon to be a senior, as you Americans say. So he's, I think, from somewhere else. Anyway, the point is, as soon as I hit this point in my life, there will be nonstop studying and social events, which will prohibit me from playing games. I don't want to ruin my future as I strive to study hard so I can have a decent life, but I would still love to find some time to play the materialistic, time-consuming beauties known as video games. So what do you guys suggest? Should I miss hanging out with friends? Go nocturnal and play at night? Only play on weekends? Stop playing long games and only focus on multiplayer shooters? Or just stop playing at all? balance is key and critical. I for sure advocate putting your best effort forward and working hard, and it sounds like you have a good head on your shoulders and what you're striving for, but that doesn't prohibit you, and you don't want to burn yourself out from just working. It's totally cool to chill sometimes, whether it's at night or on the weekend or whatever. And I think, like Gabe said, like, don't think about it so much. It sounds like you're setting yourself up to be successful, but don't set yourself up so much that your life is like a living schedule. Schedules are good, but
so next, nice. You walked yourself right into that one, didn't you? Just in general, like, you're obviously just gonna get a little bit more selective with your choices, and that's it. Just don't be worried about keeping up with everything. Like, select the projects or like the games that you find to be the ones that you really must play or like are really important to you. And like, if you can get friends who also enjoy games, then obviously you're gonna more than likely play more multiplayer titles than single player titles because of that.
Right.
So yeah.
Next email comes from Noah. It's called Dad Problems. This is not my brother.
Okay. I'm glad you said it.
Hello, CSP crew. I have a problem with my dad. He hates video games. He's not opposed to me playing them. He just gets real uptight whenever I'm playing them. I'm only on for an hour a day, and if he is home, he'll get super mad even if I go 5 minutes over my time. His opinion is that when he was a kid, kids went outside. And while I'm still active and love sports, he still won't let up on the games. As a result of me getting really into video games, he now thinks all I do all day is play on my PS4. However, this is not true. I love football. I spend a lot of time outside, but he still thinks I'm a lazy kid addicted to electronics. He's now requiring me to take golf lessons. I asked if I could switch to tennis. He got sad and said he would restrict my PS4. Any tips on how to deal with my dad? No, okay, who cares about that? But look, here's my tactic that I used my whole life growing up, because my parents weren't ever against games, but my mom definitely wanted us to like be outside more and do more calmer things and play and not whatever all the time. And so
Okay.
my best strat. What are you making fun of me over there for, Max?
Nothing. What does that mean? Calmer things.
Like,
what were you guys
like
doing?
Play board games, go out, play with friends, like hang out.
Okay. I don't know, but like sports are not like calm necessarily.
Okay, less like in your face, overstimulating things.
Okay.
Whatever.
Sure.
I've turned out to be an angel. It clearly worked.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so my tactic that I always used was, it's really good if you can have a ace in the hole, and that ace in the hole should be get your stuff done first. So like, you're like, hey, I want to play PS4, and your dad's like, that's all you ever do. But you can be like, Dad, look, I took the dog for a walk, I got all my homework done, I've eaten my snack, and like I'm ready to go. And I think that is better than just like if you come home and want to play games right away, or you wake up in the morning. Show that you do have balance and you understand how to balance it, and hopefully they'll ease up. And maybe a great thing might be, see if your dad would be willing to play with you. Find a game that you really like on PS4. I don't know if you guys can suggest any, like Rocket League or something like that maybe, and try to make it some like fun father-son time that maybe he would then see the fun and the value in it instead of just, oh, you go in your room and do your game.
And then the opposite takes place. He's like, forget your homework. Let's go play Rocket League.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you summarized it pretty well. Just find balance, and I think a lot of times parents just want to see like maturity. So if you can like show that you understand that like what's important first, second, third, so to speak, and kind of like do your chores and do all the stuff that you're responsible for first, you'll be fine.
For sure. Next email from Emmanuel. Actually, his name's Alex.
It's probably Manuel.
It's actually
No?
Alex.
Oh.
Sometimes I read like you know how like Gmail gives you like their name, but then like they sign the thing. So Alex.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Gargantuan Ghost, Normal Game, and Mini Max. My name is Alex. I'm in 6th grade, and I'm in a dilemma. So I met these friends in around 1st grade. We'll call them Na and Ma. And we immediately... clicked, but recently we've been drifting away. So we'll start with Na. So about a month ago, we were having what I thought was a friendly argument about PS4 and Xbox One. But the next thing I know, the call ends and he blocks me. About a week later, he unblocked me. Another week later, we had another argument, and I called him selfish. It's been about a month, and the only thing I've heard is from friends that are still friends with him, but not from him directly, and things are not good. Now, Ma hasn't done anything nearly that bad. I just feel like we've been drifting away from each other. We haven't truly talked in about 4 months. On top of that, Na went over to Ma's house once, and I went over 0 times. On top of that, our parents don't talk much anymore. And on top of that, I'm moving from Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona, all the way to Bullhead, Arizona, 4 hours away. Should I just end both friendships or try to mend them before I leave? I'd love to hear some advice.
Oh, here we go. Strap in, everyone. Okay, I can't understand everything you were saying. That's why I started laughing. Because you were just getting fired up, and then you became staticky, but okay.
And Gabe's gone.
Oh, he's gone again. So, Zach, give some advice yourself while he's coming back.
I don't think it's good to hold grudges. Grudges are kind of a really Gollum-esque thing. If you think of Gollum, he was creepy and lonely, and that's what you don't want. So you really should try to not hold grudges. And I would say have a conversation with them, mend the ties. You never know. I have friends that I still talk to from when I was a wee young lad, and sometimes friendships don't work out. But at least you will leave Gilbert, Arizona, knowing that you did your best to, be the friend that you wanted to be.
With your head held high. Goodness gracious, I can't speak.
Yeah, hold high, hold.
With your hold high, hold it. Do stuff. If you went into robot language, because that's what Ba and Ma or Ma and Na speak. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, really? How'd you know? Okay. Makes sense. Okay. But he did unblock him.
The other thing I'd like to point out, though, is they are sixth graders. Emotions, hormones, maybe got pissed off at you. I wouldn't let that cloud your judgment. They're kids. Sounds good. All right, I'm going to wrap us up with two emails that are follow-up emails from past writers-inners. One is from Ricardo, who, if you remember, was last week. He was the guy, I believe he's from either Austria, 2 weeks ago. From, I want to say Australia. I don't know if it's Austria or Australia, one of the two. And he wanted to be a member. He wanted to get involved with the gaming industry. And we talked about opportunities in terms of journalism, freelancing, testing, different things he could do. Does this ring a bell?
Yeah. I remember.
He said, hey guys, I just want to thank you for reading and replying to my email. It means a lot. Thanks for the comments and suggestions. I'm definitely not going to just quit my job and go gung-ho. I live with my girlfriend, I have rent to pay, so I take things slow, as you guys did suggest. I have signed up for some part-time testing jobs, and I actually got accepted. My first test happened last weekend. I loved every minute of it. It was super exhilarating. I definitely want to do more. I'm thinking of trying a blog or a YouTube channel just to get used to talking on camera while playing games. And he just said, thanks so much, guys. And Gabe, he said that you had mentioned some website that you could possibly put him in touch with if you want to follow up with him on that. Nonetheless, just super, super cool that he actually followed through with that and got a game testing opportunity. Yeah. Ricardo.
As Bill Murray likes to say, baby steps.
And then our next follow-up on our final email of the day is the birthday present update. This is from Katarina, who was the fantastic artist that drew some fan art.
Oh, yeah.
That we
She's
love.
Amazing. That was some cool stuff.
And she actually has another piece of fan art currently that I'm going to drop into the chat for you guys to see.
Oh, here we go.
And
I want to see it. Let's see.
She wrote back in because she had a boyfriend and she was trying to think of what she could do for him. She drew like
Oh
custom
yeah,
pictures,
I remember. Mm-hmm.
And we were like, oh, what if you did like a scavenger hunt or some like just fun, more random thing. And so she said, thanks for all the sweet suggestions in the podcast a couple weeks ago. I ended up enlisting some of our friends for a horror survival treasure hunt, and he loved it. If you ever want to do something similar, just write me and I can translate the riddles for you. And she said, treasure hunt. And she said, anyways, to show my gratitude, and since you apparently liked the first one I did for you, which frankly made me blush, here's another podcast fan art. Have a great weekend and stay awesome. Yep.
It is very, very neato.
I love
Zach,
my hair is
Zach,
just crazy.
You're obviously in the middle. Gabe is on the left, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Why do I have oh, the claw. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. If we ever get to the point where we have like a little office or something, we should have this as like a giant frame printout at the front door.
Yes.
It'll be brilliant. Zach, but aren't you more of a football fan than basketball?
I watch football more, but I'm more of a basketball player / coach.
Okay.
My basketball skills are far better than my football skills.
Okay.
As you can see by my gargantuan muscles, football and me don't get along so well.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time for Hype City before we wrap up this week's show.
Hype City, Hype City.
And now that we've gotten some of the bigger games that we were excited for out of the way, maybe we can usher in a new set of stops along this crazy train.
Choo-choo. Okay, you guys kick it off.
Including reruns.
Twice.
Can't forget this.
God.
There's that train.
There it is.
Woo! The podcast. This is that time. Hype City. That is the crime. No, it's not. It's really divine. We tell you our favorite games one at a time. Each of us at a time. Let's go. Hype City. Games one at a time. Woo woo! All right.
Usually that's supposed to come like right before we start Hype City, not like as Gabe is giving his Hype City stop, but okay.
Time. Like our timing and tempo this week, we've had a lot of interruptions, a late start, bad integration of music. It's just...
Yeah, just a typical podcast.
I got a problem. This is an emergency.
Okay.
How dysfunctional is my life when I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 water glasses on my desk?
Did you drink all those during the podcast?
No, this is from the week.
Oh, okay. So you do like a 1 week gathering, like every day you just drink 1 cup, and then at the end of the week you clear it out.
I don't know if I'm ever going to clear it out. Maybe I'll see how many my desk can hold.
Wow, you should do that. That'd be a fun update. Like next week you'll have 7 or 8. The week after that you'll have like 22. Then
I love how I jumped from 7 or 8 to 22. I just like skipped a bunch of days. I was just not drinking, drying out.
Listen, yeah, those days you needed to really hydrate a lot. So,
Gabe, sorry to cut you off. So you're excited for shows? Okay. All right.
So yeah, he's excited about shows. I probably would agree with you. I forgot Flash is coming back. That's what I'm excited for. Gaming wise, I mean, at the end of this month there's Lego Dimensions, so that's going to be exciting.
Yes.
And cool. I mean, I don't know how far ahead we want to go because there's like, October.
So you've got Taken King, NBA 2K, NBA Live.
I'm not that excited
I think
for
that
it.
game
It
is
kind
going
of
to probably
looks.
be terrible.
I don't know about terrible. It just looks kind of meh.
Mediocre.
Oh yes, Devastation. That's going to be fun too. Yeah, you're right. Really? Oh, okay. I thought you said this month, but okay. I changed it up. Oh, I know what Zach is picking. Ladies and gentlemen, he has the shoes to match the release. He will indeed be playing Destiny, the Taken King. All the way through, he promises you he will complete every single raid that is out there. He will complete every single Crucible mission that is out there. He will get the new Galahorn. He will rank up to the maximum level. And he will become the greatest of them all. The greatest guardian of them all. Right?
Yeah, I'll see you guys when I'm 60.
No, he's just going to play just Destiny. He's going to stop everything else.
Yes.
There you go.
My kids' channel is going to be Destiny Kids. My non-gaming related hype is the Detroit Lions kick off their NFL season at 4:05 this Sunday. Cannot be more excited for that.
Who are they playing?
The San Diego Chargers. Me? No. The first game I'm going to is the home opener against the Broncos.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Here's my prediction.
Okay.
17-7, they will win.
All right. Sounds good. Defense must have played really well against Phillip Rivers. Only allows 7 points. I think the Lions beat him bad without Antonio Gates. I'm not. I don't
Who's
want to
playing?
see Sam Bradford. Oh, it's stupid Pittsburgh versus New England.
Are we going to predict the Super Bowl finalists? I think Seattle makes it again. Okay.
I think
We'll
the
see.
Lions win the Super Bowl. Dude, Sirius NFL Radio, they had 2 hosts, and one guy picked the Lions over the Colts for the Super Bowl. That's a national radio show, picking the Lions. All right. I love how you think Calvin's going to get hurt and random stupid receiver from Green Bay is going to be a breakout star, but okay. He's not good. All right. My game-related hype city, though. Are we kind of in a lull? I mean,
Well, yours is Tomb Raider, no?
but that's not till November.
Lego Dimensions. Oh, I'm excited for that too. Oh, Dragon Quest Heroes is coming out too. Oh, that's going to be cool.
Oh, I know what mine is. Mine.
Dude, this year sounds good.
Mine is the new Nintendo 3DS regular that comes with exchangeable faceplates, finally coming to America at the end of this month.
That's very
I
exciting.
can finally put my Princess Peach faceplates to good use. Yes!
What was that? Is that how you go Super Saiyan?
No, that's how I go Super Peach. You ever play Super
Okay.
Princess Peach? Yes! So now
I don't think I've ever heard your voice peak that high.
Oh, I can go way higher if you want, Max.
No, I'm okay. I believe you. No.
So I can put on my pink Kobe shoes with my pink iPhone 6s and my pink Peach 3DS and my pink shirt. I have pink shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be Professor Pink.
Sure.
But we'll save that for the future. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough year to pick our
Some of those
game
sound,
of the year.
Some of those sound okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Call of Duty.
Battlefront.
Battlefront will be fun. I'm super into Halo. Super into Tomb Raider. I'm into
He couldn't even finish the sentence properly.
the hopefully to be announced Until Dawn DLC.
Oh, that could be fun. Where's that Bloodborne DLC, by the way? What's
I don't
happening
think
with
anyone
that?
cares. Dark Souls 3 will probably be better.
Okay.
Well, I think we've reached a patch of dead air.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. But
Well, guys and girls, that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for you non-identifiers. Thanks for spending your time with us and putting up with our banter.
and we apologize for these last 2 hours.
We're sorry. But
This is definitely a rough one.
I will redeem the entire cast with a epic dance performance by Waluigi himself.
Wow. Let's see it.
He's going to perform a really good dance.
Okay, let's do it. Let's see. What kind of dance is he gonna do?
My marionette skills. I was trained at the school of Henson, Jim Henson Muppet Workshop.
Wow. What's up with his? Yeah. Wow. Let's just hope that you don't get to work on any significant movie release.
I'm working on the new Muppet Show. It starts September 22nd.
Oh wow.
ABC.
Great. Is this how they're gonna be on the show? That's gonna be an awful, awful, awful show. But okay.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
Star Wars, where you can find fun.
Oh my goodness, this is just a train wreck episode. Like, just my God.
Groot.
All right, we'll catch you guys next
Thanks so
time.
much
Peace
for watching,
out. See you
everybody. This is
later.
episode
Bye.
26. Next time is episode 27. If you know anything special for 27, like I know some cultures really represent every birthday with something beautiful, let us know, and maybe we can do that in the next episode. We made it through an entire week without talking about ketchup. Bingo. Until next time, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. Drink so much. Follow us on Twitter. Watch us on YouTube. Listen to us on iTunes. Hack your school.
iTunes?
Hack your school TV system and put our faces on there. Put it on your grandma's TV and hide the remote.
Don't do that. Don't let your grandma be happy and watch whatever she wants.
Put that video where we just like can't stop laughing over on repeat, on loop for her. You can't go yet, Gabe.
Can we go?
All right.
God, this has been
If you guys don't know,
a rough
I
one.
hand-
We're recovering from PAX. The next one is not going to be as bad.
I have
we promise.
like in Batman Arkham Knight when Catwoman has like the remote thing on her neck. I have that on you guys, and until I turn the lock, you guys can't leave your chairs. All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna let these guys
we're
out
stuck.
of their satchels that I have them so lovingly bundled in. Until next time, thanks so much for watching. We'll see
Peace
you
out.
all
We'll see you later.
later.
Little queen wave.
I got the baby wave. I'm like, yo, I'm a baby. Star Wars is my gravy. Come to the Navy where we blow shit up. All right.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, that happened.